and we had all this, light up shit. And so we sat down and we went to town, and then then later in the weekend we got in line to get into the party because the circuit was your invitation to the party, and you could only get into the party if you had correctly assembled the circuit. So people would walk up to the door, and there was a guy with a little Apple remote control or something, and he would flash them, and he'd go bink bink, and he was like, "All right, come on in." And then the next person walked up, and he flashed them, bink bink. All right, come on in. And then we walked up, and there were about 8 of us. And he was like, "All right," and he flashes us, womp womp. His hats were blinking. I had an EL wire in my hair, and we just And then there was a pause, and he
flashing and flashing and blinking.
Yeah, womp womp. And so then he was just like, he did it again, and he's like, "Not only should you guys come in, but go upstairs." It was very funny.
You are now walking light instruments.
Yeah. Well, when we walked into the club, they were flooding the place with infrared to the beat of the music.
Nice.
So everybody, all of the little, so we were pulsing to the beat of the music. So it was very cool.
It's really cool.
Nice.
So Adam, so we're just using the Moment of Truth rules. If you need access to that link, I can give you that link.
I'm looking through the PDF now. Who do we have in the party already?
Well, there's nothing in any way, shape, or form that's a balanced party. It's just like a.
Oh, I thought this was like the second session or something.
Well, this is actually the fifth session now. So I'm just the way that I looked at it. I was talking to Jared too about his Dead End zombie campaign. I think horror games lend themselves really well to having people just jump in as kind of a guest star, and you come up with a character concept. We could figure out where you might kind of fit into the whole thing, and we could do more background if you want to keep playing or whatever. But just kind of an introduction. So,
what characters do we already have? And I'll figure out the archetypes and.
Oh, sure. So far there is a washed up actor.
Not quite washed up yet. In the process.
He's about to be washed up. It seems like he's still doing a pretty good job. Getting in front of
washed up
soon to be washed up actor.
Right.
Yes, he's washed up in everything, but it's just the what is it? The
hygiene.
Well, no, not quite. It's like the touch paper hasn't quite gone off yet. I'll put it that way. As far as his washed upness goes, but
is it modern day?
So he started out as a stage actor, and then silent movies came along, and he made the jump into silent movies, and he has now come to Sleepy Monterey to film what has been known as the Hobo Trilogy.
Yes,
a 3-part movie.
The Hobo Cycle.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. About that hack chaplain and how he'll never come up with a character as clever as the hobo.
That's right. That upstart chaplain. You'll never think of anything like that.
And again, most of the silent movies around 1914 were about 7 to 8 minutes long. So this will be a trilogy that maybe might make it 20 minutes. So.
Yeah. This is actually I think this is like the year before, or just a few months before before Chaplin's Tramp movies actually come out. So that's
too long to upload to the original YouTube.
That's correct. Yes. Back when they started YouTube in 1914.
No, you're not even making YouTube.
It was just a tube that you could buy, and you'd look into it and see a moving picture.
It was just the one tube, and everyone shared it.
Not YouTube.
Or tube.
You had to crank it yourself.
That's correct, yes.
The people's tube.
Yeah.
Not even a tube. It was just a series of flip cards.
That's right.
If you've ever been in the Penny Arcade at Disneyland on Main Street, USA, they have like a Charlie Chaplin movie.
Oh, right, just crank.
Yeah,
it flips around.
Oh, yeah, those were awesome. I remember those.
Yeah, and so that's one, and then there is the Grand Poobah, the Grand Stubah, that created this game, came up with the character and then promptly never played again.
Yeah.
Someone who's super fascinated with recording weird and unusual sounds using the latest Victrola technology. So that's been his focus.
It's really awesome during the character creation session.
yeah, it was great. I'm like, one more time, come on. I mean, his character has become my exposition character deliverer.
That's true.
Like, he's just like, all right, I'm going to tell you what else you need to know. There's also a fired reporter, a female reporter, who is also apparently crazy enough to think that women should get the vote.
What?
She's a bit of a suffragist.
I didn't know one tell me that.
She is, her history is...
But I am not a prohibitionist, so don't even worry about that.
Grew up on the sea, kind of up on the coast. Her father was a whaler, so she's also a salty sea dog. And there is the widow in town who is really gifted with apothecary-type activities. And then there is the British dilettante.
Oh, so this is just the list. I see the list here. This
Yeah, there you go. Yep,
guys.
they all are.
I just want to know who is going to be in so far.
Oh yeah, so it's going to be Jim will be playing Chester Arthur, the actor, and Michelle will be playing Margarita Cruz, the fired reporter.
Yes. So we have the party roles of washed-up actor and ex-reporter covered. So,
okay, I guess I should be a former something then.
Yeah.
Or a future
be a cleric.
something.
You could be the former cleric.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, man.
Michelle, I'm getting a lot of backlight off you. I think the lamp is shining directly into your webcam monitor.
That's her spooky face.
How about
I
that?
thought that was just a native ability that she had to.
Yes. Silhouette, shadowy silhouette.
Yes.
Yeah, like one
Is that
scooch.
better?
Just being dramatic. Oh, hi.
I've been hanging out with J.J. Abrams a lot.
Right.
Ah, that explains it.
All right, who are you? And here comes Aaron. Hey, Aaron.
Hello. I've actually been here. I just didn't have a camera on.
You can do the Abrams glare real quick. Ah!
Oh boy. Yeah, I saw there is a new app in Google Hangouts that's like a doodle app where you could draw on your face.
Yeah.
Face. I'm not looking forward to getting together with my old high school buddies for Pathfinder.
You're just going to end up with penises on your face.
Dicks everywhere. It's gonna be terrible. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So Aaron, is that making sense? Character gen? Is it like?
Yeah. I think
just think of like a kind of an archetype, or not an archetype, just anything that sounds kind of interesting, and then we'll build off of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking of. I took the hint of the hobo trilogy, and I think I'm going to be a real hobo. I don't know how I'll fit in with all of you, but
oh no, that's why I love this shit. Because like, as soon as somebody
Just
goes, I'm like, oh yeah, there we go, boom, 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 boom. Okay, perfect.
Oh God, yeah, I think I'm
gonna go
seeing
with the
something.
gun mall. One of those old-timey, former mobster, now on the side of good, solving problems with a Tommy gun.
Okay, all right. So would
Hobo
you?
with the Tommy gun instead of hobo with a shotgun?
That's right.
You ain't touching my Tommy.
Someone, Adam, that is involved with law enforcement, or are you kind of a shoe law enforcement?
Formally, I think.
Like you could be like a PI almost if you're going that way, you know.
I was thinking kind of more of a renegade kind of thing.
Vigilante.
But if there's a strong police element going on, I'm not.
No, they're not strong.
No.
They're kind of bumbling more than anything
They
else.
are either drunk or dead
Yeah.
at this point.
We've kind of got a Keystone Cop thing going on.
Monterey PD has not been really been the pride of Monterey the last 5 or 6 hours.
Monterey, California?
Mm-hmm. Yep. There's
Okay.
about 2,500 in 1914.
Let me look at this real quick. The Tommy gun actually came out in 1918, but trying to think if they had submachine guns sooner than that.
What year is it now?
1914.
14.
It was developed during World War I. The submachine gun was developed during World War I, 1914 to 1918.
So not quite yet.
They might have some over there, but that's
Not over here.
I'll figure something out then.
Yeah. You certainly could have a gun.
Well, yeah, there are such things as gangsters, and
Yeah.
they have some things.
There
as
is
guns.
there's a guy walking around with a violin case, but there's probably not a
Yes.
gun in it.
There might just be a violin.
Yeah, it might just play you to death.
Yes, I know. He could have a shotgun, or worse, a violin.
I am now going to do my scales.
How many star points do we get?
Oh boy, rules. It's at the.
Yes, this game has rules. I keep forgetting.
Gen.
Character creation points.
Yes.
You get 6. You
6,
start
I
every
think.
level at 4,
Yeah, nice and simple.
and then so if you add 1 to each of the 6 stats, you get to be average in everything.
Right.
Yes.
And you can take away. You can take a 1 in 1 to get.
Yeah.
2 more, right?
You can take a 1 and be abysmal at something, and that's a -2, so you can then apply those 2 elsewhere.
Right.
I'll take that to education, I guess.
There you
That's
go.
what I did too. The dump stat. It's page 15 in the newest version of the Moment of Truth.
Nice.
Which page again? 15?
Page 15 is the stats level cost table. The bottom of page 14 tells you about the 6 points.
Yep. There we go. Abysmally educated.
Not much for book learning.
No.
No.
But again, the way that he defines education is
Yeah.
book learning and real life experience. So you might be someone, if you're abysmal at that kind of stuff, you've kind of been a bit of a rock and never.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking I may need to change that one because even though I don't have formal education,
I would not ever count on Stu Venable leaving you with a dump stat. I don't think he would ever let you have that.
No, I don't think so.
It will come to bite you in the ass. Like there are characters that have abysmal, but like it does come around to get them sometimes.
Yeah. Of course, that could be fun too.
Yeah. Well, while you guys are kind of going over character gen and kind of figuring stuff out, I'm just going to get these guys kind of caught up a little bit, and then we can kind of maybe Laura will show up. I don't know. We'll see. And then if he doesn't show up, then we can figure out exactly how to bring us all together.
Okay.
So Margarita,
Yes.
I updated the Obsidian Portal page just a little bit ago to give you a better idea of what you might be looking at and why you're going to have to make a fear roll here.
Okay.
So.
I'm not excited, but or rather, Margarita is not excited, but.
Yes. Chester there, let me just kind of recap what happened with your aspect of the last session. When last we left you, like you were getting ready to leave to go to Widow Harper's house to go have lunch, to meet with the film crew, discuss that final shot, and all of a sudden there was your past kind of staring you right in the face of I have some debts in San Francisco, and he'd come to collect.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, and it immediately kind of felt like you were a bit caught, like, and you kind of didn't really know quite what to do. And what I had you do was try to maybe fast track your way out of it a little bit. But then all of a sudden there were 3 guys there, and as it started to kind of turn into like, well, I don't know what exactly you would say to get out of this conversation or not. Margarita came flying like a crazed badger out of nowhere with a broken chair leg in her hand, one of them upside the head, and then ran as fast as her little legs would carry her. She's only about 5 feet tall, and that gave you the chance to get away.
Okay.
So I had you get away, and then you were able to do what you would like. And then we were kind of joking back and forth. If that's the direction you want to go, that still makes sense. So if you would like to pursue some disguise opportunities, that's fine.
Yes. I was thinking about that basically of just putting on we see, this is the question of if I'm able to acquire the necessary accoutrements to disguise myself.
Yeah, so I think it would be kind of, let's look at your stage and theater stuff. I think you would probably be fairly good at improvising things, so let's just have you make a roll.
Okay, let's see. We use dice in this game, right? Yes, that's right.
There's some dice involved.
Okay, that's right. Let's
you
see.
have acting, you have 4 dice in acting.
Just really quick, where is this information? I cannot find it.
Oh, if you go to the adventure log and Obsidian Portal, it's in your secret.
It's in my secret.
Yes.
For episode 5?
Yes. Okay.
Let us see. Yes, I have my character sheet here, strangely enough. And I see I have acting, and then what is that like in addition to a stat? I forget.
You're going to do acting, and your this will be mental will.
Mental will. Oh, okay. That's a lot of dice. That's
yes,
good.
that's what I figured. Like, you're pretty good at improvising stuff. So
let's see. And this is a bunch of d6s. Yes.
D6s, 5 and 6 is a success.
Okay. So I got 9. I'm going to roll 9 of those. I just pulled up the die roller.
Okay.
And
we're using Dice Stream, everybody.
So what's that?
We're using Dice Stream for our roll rolls.
A stream of dice.
Yes. We are using Roll20 for some things. Like I may do some image sharing through Roll20, but for the dice we use Dice Stream.
Okay.
Because again, it's kind of a game and experiment, and I'm trying to connect 2 different storylines, and also it's a playtest, so I really like to see kind of all the mechanics. It's nice to see it. So it looks like you rolled 3 successes? 4?
Yeah, 4 5s.
4 5s,
Use
okay.
share screen for the graphics.
What's that?
Where are we? Okay, nice. I see it. Jim's rolling.
Yeah. So, Jim, what would you like your disguise to be?
Okay. Well, excellent. Well, basically, I was thinking about doing the just going with the what is it? Exiled Russian aristocrat. Yes, that was the thing I was thinking about doing.
So let's say, okay, this. You can fill in the details how you want, but let's say maybe you dashed into a nearby barber shop, grabbed some of the hair off the floor, and made a whole beard out of that, and then maybe you turned your bowler hat out sideways. I don't know, whatever else, but that's so there's.
I was thinking, basically
fairly
like,
convincing.
Yeah, it's just like grabbing a thing that I can use as a big false beard. And then a thing that I can use as a little furry hat, and then a thing that I can use as like a robe, just some kind of coat, basically, that I can put a bunch of pins on and just leave it at that.
All right, yeah. So that's what you spend maybe an hour or so doing, like because it's 4 successes. That's fairly convincing, and probably like that hour goes by, and it just. The rain never lets up. It's kind of incessant. It's just pounding. There's this wind howling off. You can see flickering lamplights in the bay along the docks where you left the boats at. You can kind of see those from town. There's not much traffic on the streets at all. I mean, there's only a few cars in town, but there's hardly anyone out. Yes, Michelle.
I can't see it. I don't see new information.
Oh, okay. I'll look real quick.
Okay. I don't want to interrupt you, but
No. I thought I just put it there. It should be there.
What are we supposed to be able to see now?
He put something in a secret for me on a portal.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be able to see anything then.
No secrets for you. None.
Okay, hold on. I will add it real quick. I don't know what I did. Yeah, and everybody have Roll20 fired up too?
Yep.
A few couple sounds.
It's saying I'm not in a campaign now.
Okay, right. I have to add you in.
It's just starting it now.
Okay, cool. And I will make sure you guys are both invited into that.
Right.
Okay.
It's asking me to choose a campaign to launch.
Yeah, so New Dark Age. Oh, maybe because I haven't fired it up yet. Yeah. Let's see here. Roll20. I'm starting it. Okay. And Dark Age. Okay.
A quick question.
Yes, sir.
For character generation, are we using the optional skill level rule of 0?
So there are, riding horse in 1914, everyone's got a skill level of 1 in that. Driving a car in 2014, everyone's got a skill level of 1. Computer use, skill, like those kinds of things, those are all, so yeah. So if there's anything like that that you're curious about, like not being completely inept in, if it's a skill that most people would have, you'll have a 1 in it.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense. Okay. And two windows open. May have found. Start. Okay, so there's that. Maybe this. So, Margarita, like again, there was that kind of boom as the door burst in, and like you kind of peek around and you're looking towards the door, and you don't immediately see anything because again the electricity has kind of gone off in here, and things are kind of flickering, and then you look up along the ceiling, and you see that. Hopefully, it works now. In your secrets.
In my secrets, okay.
Yes.
I'm gonna go take a look. Ah!
There we go. Good. Okay. Perfect. Success.
Is that?
Oh yes.
Is that looking at me?
It is coming towards you at a fairly rapid pace. Yes, and so
Jesus.
I will have you. I'm going to make a fear roll. We're going to get to that in just a second. I'm trying to figure out what else.
Shit the bed. That's horrible.
Got a lot of plates spinning on poles right now. Okay, so roll 20's up. Got the act up.
Yeah, you can take that off also. No.
Take it away from
You
me.
can take that off there.
All right, we'll see if I can
Thank
see
you.
it. So I've got Fafner, Golden Bee, and Michelle. So do I have? Who do I not have? Do I not have Adam?
I'm Goldby.
Okay. Okay.
I'm Fafner. I'm switching that.
Shh, quiet, dog. Oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go see what that loud noise is. I'll be right back.
Okay. Actually, I'm going to take this opportunity.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So we here in Alaska don't typically ever get thunderstorms. We just had a huge old peal of thunder go cracking across the sky. That was really cool. I always makes me wonder if one of the volcanoes is going off.
Okay. That might constitute an interruption. If that had happened, then that would confirm that we are in fact cursed.
Right, exactly. Okay, so that. Okay, so Chester, at about an hour, that's when you become aware of. That noise being heard kind of throughout the rooftops almost of Monterey through the rain, hearing that. And it seems to be coming from the direction of the Widow Harper's house.
Okay. Well, I was going to head back there anyway.
Shh, quiet dog.
There are dogs. There are the hounds. The hounds are after us. Okay. He has vanished again. Okay, here's the plan. No, there's no plan.
There he goes. Dog's barking at thunder. Okay, yeah, so...
Hi, yes. So, yeah, I will... Now in my disguise as a foreign land investor, quote unquote, as a Russian expatriate pretending to washed up actor pretending to be a Russian expatriate, pretending to be a foreign land investor.
Right.
I'm going to because I have to overcomplicate things. I'm going to head over to the widow's house because my paycheck is having lunch there, so. Well,
that was the thing, was that the film crew was going to meet there and discuss everything. So that was kind of the last kind of bit you heard.
Yeah, so I mean, I want to try to circle around and get back there and see if I can figure out what the hell's going on.
All right, I gotta be back in 1 second. Sorry.
Good luck.
I'm almost created.
Maybe the volcano is exploding. That might be a problem. I did not know about the Alaskan volcanoes. Yeah, the system's pretty simple once you get, as far as creation and everything goes, once you get it down.
Yeah, I really like it. I think it's like a 70-page rulebook. It seems like it definitely is easy to kind of get going, and it's fairly flexible. Okay, so you start making your way over to the widow's house, and it's probably 4 o'clock now. It's getting fairly later in the afternoon. Things are starting to get dark. February, so February in central Northern California is kind of cold, wet, and rainy. And as you get closer to the street, you see a figure basically towing another figure, and the one that's doing the towing is maybe above 6 feet tall, and rather kind of slender and lanky. This kind of draped over long coat. Just tugging another figure along at a breakneck pace, like just this blur of motion that just kind of in your field of vision and then out of your field of vision into the darkness of another side street, and this body kind of bouncing along behind it as it's dragging, and then you kind of there at the front door, and you see it looks like there is some object of some sort in front of the house. Like a lump, long, maybe a foot or two across, just like on the ground near the steps.
Okay, and how far away from it am I? Approximately.
Maybe 20, 30 feet. Like you just kind of rounded the corner. Like Margarita's or Abby's, Widow Harper's house is on Ocean Street, and
okay. And so there's this lumpy thing in front of the doorstep.
Yeah, like it's just like you're just getting ready to start stepping up these stairs. You see this weird figure, and like you just see this kind of like lump of cloth and material in front of you, like you have 20 feet or so.
Oh, okay, that's not good. Is there am I aware of there being a back door to her house? Is there a back way in?
Yes, so there is a picket fence around the back side. That is where her garden is, and yeah, so there is a kind of a back entrance as well. Goes into her kitchen.
Look rather untoward, but yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get in that way.
Okay.
I mean, I'll go around back and knock, but
okay.
You know.
Yeah, so as you kind of like go through the picket fence at the gate, you see the gate itself is kind of swinging open. It's not latched.
Okay.
Into the backyard, and you kind of step in, and you see a figure low to the ground, maybe a foot or two. Looks kind of dog-like, but it's dark in here, and it's a darker colored dog. Dash underneath the fence and take off. Like go out the other side away from you.
Okay, that does not look promising, but I figured, okay, there's a stray dog running around.
Right.
So I'm gonna go to the back door and knock.
Okay. You're coming up to the door, and at first you kind of hear a little bit of a noise above you, and then you actually kind of get pelted with a bit of shingle piece. It just kind of like smacks you on the hat and kind of crumbles down. And you just kind of look up a bit, and you just catch sight of something moving along the roof and then out of your sight.
Okay, that's also not promising. Are there any windows or anything back here that I can?
There's a window that looks into the kitchen itself, and you see that there is a cross, a kind of silverish cross that has been placed right over that glass, right there. And there are smears of some sort of handprint, muddy handprints on the glass on your side that are kind of getting washed away by the rain right now.
Okay, that's also disturbing.
This list is getting longer.
Yeah, very strange. And apparently, I guess there being a person on the roof, it seems I would interpret that as that they're here. So I'm now currently fighting my own instinct to turn around and go.
Okay.
But I also don't want there to be anyone, and I can't see anyone in the kitchen, I assume.
No, but you can see figures moving around in the dining room. Like there is just like it's basically a kitchen that goes right into the dining room. You can see that there is a meal of some sort bubbling on the stove.
Okay.
So that they're a little too far away, and again the light in here it looks like kind of all over town because of the wind and rain is flickering a bit. So you're not quite sure of who's.
Do they have to go through the kitchen in order to get to the back door?
Yes, they would.
Okay, so I'm going to get out of sight of the window.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to, but position myself where I can see in.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to kind of crouch down a bit, and I'm going to go ahead and reach up and knock on the back door, but not be like standing right in front of it necessarily. I'm going to kind of basically, I'm trying to conceal myself from anyone in the house. And I'm going to go ahead and knock, and I'm going to quick and just watch to see who who comes through to try to answer the door. And if it's the wrong person, I'm going to jump the fence.
Right. These are the moments that I wish I really could quickly separate conversations, because it would be so precious to be able to do that, to have. Because basically what happens is the widow Harper comes to the door. She has a policeman's nightstick in her hand. Looks very ready to use it. And if I had told her that there was a weird Russian dude at the door, she would have hit you so hard after everything that had happened to her.
Yeah.
So yes. So there is definitely kind of a look. You see her face. You can look up and see her face peering out, and you can even hear the stick rattling against the door from apparently she is shaking so badly.
Okay. Since I can see that it's her, then I will. Has she opened the door yet, or is she looking out?
No, she will. The door. You hear the door, the lock being checked again in the door.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and then I will, in a way that does not make it obvious that I have been hiding, I will go over to the door.
Okay.
And just sort of casually walk into view, so that I just sort of walked out of view for a second. Now I'm back. And
hi.
Yeah.
Peekaboo.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of just come into her and startles her, but it's like the beard coming down. You're revealing who you are.
Oh. What I'm gonna do. Is I will say well, not at first. What I'm gonna do is hold on. Looking for room.
Okay, so let's have you make an acting roll again. We'll just keep testing these mechanics. So,
yeah.
So it's the whole 9 dice thing again.
Yes, I fail.
Okay, yeah, there you go. So, okay.
I want to accumulate more. I think I still have a moment of truth from
what I was doing, what I wanted them to get more precious to everybody, and you'd want to use them, is that at the end of the session they're gone.
Well, yes, but this was something since last.
So one for answering questions. Good. Okay, so you have 2 now.
That's yeah, that's the only reason I mention it.
Yep.
So I think I did have that one. So if I can get another one from failing, then.
Let's have everybody max out at 3. So,
okay.
Because sometimes I'll forget to ask for rolls or not.
Because I have a feeling it's the last session. I just thought maybe I should accumulate a little.
Yeah, that would be helpful for sure.
Okay, I'm all generated. I posted myself in the chat.
Okay, great. So let me do a couple more things, and then I'm going to figure out how to get you in this. Okay,
Sure.
So
I'm pretending to be someone else, and she's going to see through it.
Right, so she just kind of looks, and the door just kind of cracks open just a little bit. She's like, you should get inside right now. It's very dangerous outside, but it's really dangerous inside too. So I don't know what to tell you. like the door's just kind of shaking. You see her hands are shaking. She is ghost pale. Her eyes are huge. She just looks really. And you notice, kind of clinging to her side, or not really clinging, just kind of hanging out, is her young son Charles.
Oh, okay.
And he's just kind of looking at you, and it's very unsettling. The last time you saw him was, it was just he's just this kid. But the way that he's looking at you makes you feel rather uncomfortable. Okay.
Well, if she says that to me, I'm like, are there bad men inside with... holding up my finger to make a gun?
Being a father is a very important job.
Now I said that to the widow. I don't know if.
Yeah, that's what a little kid says.
Okay,
he's
all right.
looking up at you. He's and it's just this kind of deadpan seriousness.
I nod, and then I look back to the widow. Are there people looking around for anyone with weapons?
Just there's someone inside right now that's broken in and was going after Margarita, and she's trapped inside Armin's room right now, and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do at all.
We've got to get her out. I think they're trying to come through to someone on the roof. And I dropped the accent. There's someone on the roof. And is there any other way up to? Is there any other way up to his room? Is there a dumbwaiter or anything?
There is the window outside. I heard a crash, and I think that window got broken. The little kid, like, just again, flat, calm, blunt affect. Just, oh, when you're going to do something about this, it would be good if you did something about your daughter, Howard.
And actually, when he says that,
Uh-huh.
as I'm trying to think of what to do, I just sort of do a double take, and I look down. Are you all right? Are you all right, son?
Oh, I'm very good now. Right, mother? And like she like kind of looks down at him, and she just kind of squeezes him a little bit tighter, and you see it's like still this kind of shaky nervousness. And she says, "Oh," or he says, "Oh, she wrote a letter to you. It's in your room."
I just sort of like I just sort of basically I take a second, a beat, and then I just look back up at the widow because I don't have time to process it, everything what's going on, and I will say to her, all right, if I can distract him, can you get her out?
She says, "I'll go around. I guess I'll go around outside."
Well, if I can get him away from the door.
Yes. She says, "I'll try to get her out of there." Yes.
Yeah, then you can go up and get, because then hopefully. All right, I'll think of something, and I'll go in.
So okay, so you kind of come through into the dining room, and you see Johannes sitting there, and Johannes looks like he's turned the bathroom into a bit of a developing dark room, and steps out, and he looks at you, Chester, you will not believe what I have seen in the films.
Is this damn thing not working at all? I say, just adjusting the beard.
I thought you kind of dropped it, so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to
say. If it chose to fail, I'm just gonna have it like it's gonna fail for a little while.
Nice. Okay, that's awesome.
Adjust.
All right.
Yeah. So he says, "There's something I have never seen before in the film. It is amazing. From the docks, from the water. It is incredible."
Well, that's quite all right, old man. But we've got to. But what the hell? Oh God, I'm forgetting names. What was her name?
Margarita.
Margarita, thank you.
It's not fine. I've only saved your ass like 5
times. I know. Yes, but for Chester, that was only a short time ago. For Jim, that was a month and a half. But I said, Margarita's trapped upstairs. One of those people is in trying to get at her. We've got to get her out of there. We've got to get out of here.
Okay, and so like you kind of just start. Abby starts leading you. The widow of the boarding house starts leading you towards Armin's room, and you get about almost all the way there, and you hear, "But Chester, they are not people." And it's like you kind of round the corner, and like the lights kind of flashing a little bit.
And I kind of muttered to myself, "Yes, I know they're not people. They're made men." As I turn around, as I go around the corner.
Let me see if I can. I will also. It's a GIF. So the only way I can get GIFs to work is in Obsidian Portal. They wouldn't work in Roll20, so I'm going to drop this into your page as well on your secrets in Obsidian Portal, and then I will get over to our new players here and kind of figure out how we're going to work them in.
All right. So where do I go on? I've got Obsidian Portal up.
Portal, and then go to your secrets, and it's in Episode 5, Act 1, Episode 5. There never seems to be enough time.
All right. Okay. I think it's very appropriate that it's been named that, by the way.
Yes. I really enjoy like appropriate song lyrics.
Yes, it is.
Well, and I just watched what was the movie they used that in? Oh, in the most recent X-Men. So when they played that song, and I'm like, that is perfect.
That was great, wasn't it?
That was really well done.
That was awesome.
So more Puppies and Rainbows is this, and then I will.
Yay.
Okay. Let me see. Where am I looking?
In your secrets on that Act 1, Strange Aeons, Episode 5.
So is this under the forum? I forget.
If you go to the adventure log.
Adventure log. There we go. Okay, I was trying to remember which one
Right.
was. And Act 5. There never seems to be enough time. Ever.
Whatever.
I'm scrolling down the page now to see what is happening. Many black and white pictures. And, oh, that's an interesting hand. And there's
Oh,
a
but wait,
door,
there's
and
more.
okay, here we go. Oh, that's pleasant.
So
And,
it's one of those things where you kind of like lean around the corner to see what's going on. You don't really see Margarita yet, but you do see this thing clinging to the ceiling, like spider crawling, like really rapidly.
is it
The closet?
toward the closet?
Not towards you currently. So
But
I'll
it's
stop,
going-
stop right there. I'm just going to go ahead and grab these guys. So, Aaron, you read a hobo for real?
I did. I just finished typing them up. I did.
Okay. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
Here you go. I'm just going to put it in the comments.
Huh? You can tell me too. Well, you actually want to hide it. Okay.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
I'm.
Oh God, I just missed the door.
So I don't know. I wanted to just check the mechanical traits
Okay.
down at the bottom. See
Right.
if those are all right.
Yep. No, that's great. That looks good. And that was something that Stu has amended in these rules since the last time we played, and it's using things like either you love me or you hate me, your strengths and your weaknesses. If you put 2d6 in there and like either you love me or hate me, you can use that 3 times during a session, Jim.
Oh, okay.
So there's a limit on the number of times you can use that mechanical bonus.
Okay.
Not
You
That's
actually-
cool. I don't think I've used it yet, but
no, I don't think so
good to
either.
know.
Yeah. So anyway, so that's
You actually pay different points for the number
Right.
of times you can use it.
exactly yeah. So and that was something that because we made these characters back in February and that it changed. And I had heard on the latest actual play that Stork was like, you should probably figure out a way to limit the usage of some of these abilities because they're going to get probably abused. So that's what I think it makes sense. It works.
Yeah. So I put in mine. They're like only once per. My
Right.
mechanical bonuses I can use once per session.
Okay. And so let's think of some like just basic character stuff. Then that you can talk about there. Are you old or young? Or
I'm middle aged.
Okay.
I've been living probably on the streets and wherever for half my life.
Okay.
And my connection, tenuous, is that somehow Chester, when he was doing his research for his hobo trilogy, spent a night drinking with some bums.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And maybe I get back. Maybe I get into this story because I'm looking for a drink or something.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I figured out where he's at, and I just
Antonio's bar.
yeah, something like that.
Oh, that sounds great. And I don't
but-
know if you ever read any like Steinbeck at all, but like there's this group of hobos that live like in Tortilla Flats, or Cannery Row talks about them as well. And like Steinbeck like turned them like into gods. Like they were these guys. They didn't have a care in the world. It didn't matter anything. So like,
But then they fought all the time and hated each other.
exactly. Yeah, they totally fought each
I
other.
remember
Yeah.
Cannery
So
Row.
that's a really cool character idea. And the thing that I like about it is you're always going to be the eyes on the street. So you have seen things coming long before it ever really blew up. So we could, like, if you want to keep playing, like, we could definitely build on that more. But you could use that as a basis to try to understand the story better. Just whisper to me stuff, and I'll whisper stuff back to you of stuff that your guy might know. Okay.
Okay.
Are you skilled in the ancient art of hobomancy?
Yeah. So, and where I'm going to put you so we can actually have you some roles with the group is you heard that noise that I played, and you've heard it before, and it was one of those things that unsettled you, and with it came strange sights on the water, strange lights, seeing things, people coming to town you had never seen before at all hours, people showing up on the train. There's a train that comes in twice a day, and you've seen these just weird figures coming in, and you associate it with one place. And I will whisper that to you.
This is going to come to the
This is
roll.
going to roll 20 because I try to whisper and I always end up messing it up. This place here, which is it's really well known, and that's kind of what's it's been associated with.
Okay.
Okay, so you are less than, let's say, you're less than a block away when you saw the same thing that I just described to to Chester about this figure dragging this body away really fast. You saw things on the roof. You've heard these howls from different directions. The lights, and Widow Harper, you know some things about her, too, that I will whisper to you. That's the boarding house owner. And again, because you have this kind of backstreets knowledge, you've heard rumors like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so there were several people, and this guy that maybe paid you 50 cents to get some more beers or whiskey to tell you how to be a hobo. You saw because when he failed, maybe you saw this Russian guy you'd never seen before, but then when he failed, all of a sudden you realize, oh yeah, that's the actor. Go into the house. So that's what he. And
this disguise is utterly useless.
It was doing great. You were doing great. And then you're like, no, I don't want to use it anymore. Okay. So what would you like to do?
Okay. There's Chester. I wonder if he's got any booze on him. I'm gonna follow him, but obviously he goes up to Widow Harper's house, right?
Uh-huh.
That what just happened. I've only had a half a year there, so I'm going to be. I won't like follow him into the house, but I maybe stop and hide behind a bush.
Okay.
And then what's going on then? Does he come back out?
No, he's still inside. But while you are outside, kind of looking around, you notice that
it's a boarding house, right?
Yes, a boarding house. So you're just kind of looking around, and like the door looks like it's been locked again. There's a cross hanging on the inside of the door. There's all these weird smudges all over the outside of the door.
Oh shit! I'm trying to figure out if I see light in a window.
Yes. So you see flickering light, and it's 1914, so electric is not super reliable yet. So you see electric light bulbs with stuff kind of flickering on and off. Yeah.
Do I see? Can I guess that maybe one of these is a boarding room that Chester might have gone into?
You know that he went into the kitchen. You're not sure what room might be his. You could go outside and kind of poke around. Again, oh my gosh.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look
at these conversations and have what's happened so far. And next thing you know, the hobo is looking through the window. Oh, God. He's so brilliant. All right. Anyway, yes. I'm gonna sneak around the house, and if I try to peek in a window, I'm basically trying to find Chester's room so I can tap on the window and see if he wants to have a drink. Okay.
But I'm a little wary of all this things I've noticed.
I'll kind of, just for expediency's sake, I'll stop some of the whispers. You're kind of going around outside, and again, you just kind of, man, there's just people out here. Or something's moving around right with you, but they're moving so quickly that every time you look, they're kind of out of your sight, and you're more focused on trying to see what's in the windows. You see in the dining room, there are 4 figures in there, kind of sitting around a table, and they're all looking at, looks like long strips of, well, you don't even know probably know what film is, but that's what they're looking at, these long strips of film, and they're kind of looking at it through glasses and talking to each other. And there's one person that's waving his hands really vociferously and yelling and screaming with apparently an accent, but you can't quite make out what's being said. And then you move on a little bit further, and at that point, you can see a young woman perched up on a little shelf right nearby the window. The window has been, I believe, broken. I think either broken or somebody got yanked out of it. Do you remember, Michelle?
It was open.
Okay, so it's open. So the curtains are just blowing right now, and you see that there is a lump beneath that door. Beneath the window, beneath that window. And you can see this woman kind of perched up, just like kind of shaking and trembling, like looking towards the door of the room. But you would have to climb up onto the window to look inside.
Oh, so she's sitting in the window facing inside?
Well, she's actually like up on a little ledge inside the room.
The angle is just right that you can kind of see.
I see. But
on
she's inside the room, but the window's open, and there's a lump beneath the window.
Yeah, like just a lump of cloth or something like right beneath the window, maybe a foot or so across.
All right. I'm gonna go. This is scaring the shit out of me. I'll go bang on the door and say, Mrs. Harper of where I see all the people, the dining room.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna go the kitchen door is where you go. There's the main door which goes in the dining room, and you'd know this from just being around. There's the main. She's probably just given you food before. There's the main door goes into the dining room. There is the back door that Chester went in that goes into the kitchen. So.
But I saw them all in the dining room.
Dining room, yes.
I'll go to whichever door is closest from where I'm at, but I will then try to immediately proceed to the dining room, and I'll shout,
"Okay,
Ms. Harper, Ms. Harper."
So you kind of, as you're going up there, and you're kind of like you're starting to yell, "Ms. Harper!" You look down and you see another lump of cloth, and that's when you're close enough you can smell blood in the cloth, and you realize that's this lump of bloody something that's beneath your feet, right by the door.
Okay. Well, I try not to touch it, but I've seen a lot of lumpy, bloody cloths in my time. Okay. So I go to the door, and is it open? I just go in.
It's locked, but you just want to start yelling, or?
Yeah. Is this the? Can I see them inside, or is this the wrong door?
No. So you can look through the little slot through the window, and you can see them. There's 4 people around the table right now.
I just bang on the door and say, "Mrs. Harper, Miss Harper, it's Rusty."
Okay. Nice. All right. So you actually see the well, I don't know what she was going over. Yeah. You see the kind of hand-waving individual just come running to the door and like push his face up against the glass.
It's Rusty. Is Miss Harper there?
What is that? What? Miss Harper?
Yes.
She go upstairs to
and he kind of gets all shifty-eyed, and then like you see the little door, like the little shutter door, close, and it's just like blocked out.
Okay. So I didn't recognize him. That was not Chester.
No, that was not Chester. It was, and again, because I think you used the eyes and ears, it was this the director of Chester's movies, Johannes.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's have you make a roll here. This is a mental will, and then I didn't see all your. Let me see.
Okay, I got 3 mental will.
Depends a spot. Okay, let's have you use your mental will, and then your streetwise. So roll 4 dice.
Okay, so I go to Dice Stream.
Dice Stream. If your camera's not up, it won't work. So you can roll regular dice or whatever you want to do.
I can turn the camera back on. I just wasn't
active camera.
I'm not seeing any video of anything, but.
Are you in 20?
Yep. So if you go to the Dice Stream app.
Yeah.
Okay, and then click on the number of 6-sided you're going to use.
Yeah. 2. So 4.
Yep.
Okay.
And then hit roll.
2, 5, 4, 5.
2 successes. All right.
Yeah.
You're kind of just sitting there like wondering what to do next, and you realize that someone is creeping down like the eave of this porch that you're on, like very slowly in your direction. Something's closing in on you.
Okay. I take off, and but I run. I'm going to run around the house to the side with the open window.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to climb where I saw the woman. I'm going to try to climb up there.
Okay, good. So that's a good starting point. Okay, so that's good. Now, Adam.
Yep.
Let's say you are kind of a.
I have a tie-in. I think. Let me just type the current version right here.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, I see Aaron's, and then here's yours. Okay.
I see Desdemona as kind of a thug.
Okay. Yep.
Wanted by East Coast families, and she was interviewed for an article by Margarita, and thinks they're friends now.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
She also thinks Margarita is still a reporter.
All right. Yeah, I like it. So you're trying to lay a little low, trying to find a place like out of San Francisco. Maybe you were up in San Francisco.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. All right. So yeah, you're coming to go find out where she's at, and her latest address had been this boarding house in Monterey. So maybe you took the train in today, and you realize that at some point you might have actually seen her, but it was such a bizarre circumstance that you really didn't put two to two together. Like, as the train was coming into town, there was a woman tied down to the tracks, and there was a film crew filming.
Someone's trying to send a message.
Yeah.
Filming it.
So, like, and it was one of those things where there were people like just shocked, and this person that was dressed very shabbily kind of leapt out of nowhere and scooped her off the tracks and then ran away, and it looked like they were shooting a movie. So then you realize, I think that was Margarita Cruz. So you finally track her down to this house, and let's say, for expediency's sake, like, it's kind of a similar situation. You've seen a lot of figures moving around the outside of this house. Your combat sense makes you feel like something is really bad going on here. You've heard those weird sounds, and what would you like to do?
All right, so I'm at street level. What time of day is it?
It's probably 4 or 5 in the afternoon, just getting dark.
All right, so I'm wearing a suit, hair tied up in a bun under a slouch hat.
Okay.
And I go up, take a look around the neighborhood, and then just knock on the front door.
Okay. All right. So as you start to go up to the front door, let's just say, no, you just maybe left. So you're going up to the front door, and you see kind of a shabby, stinky figure creep around the backside of the house.
I follow the creep.
Okay. As you start to get a little closer, you see that the figure is stopped in front of a window and is pulling himself up into the window.
Hey, buddy, got a problem?
All right. So, Rusty, you now get to meet Desdemona.
Okay. Yeah, there's something wrong in this place. I'm trying to get to the owner. I think she's up here.
I think it's just a bad neighborhood.
You could say that.
People peering into windows and such.
It's okay. I come here all the time. The door's locked downstairs. You can knock if you want.
I did.
Well, that's why I'm going in through this window. Believe me, I'm not. I may look like it, but I'm not here to steal nothing. I'm here to warn the lady. There's something strange going on around this house.
Desdemona just laughs and just gives you this gesture.
Okay, so you two are now outside of this window. Let's get back to the other two. Back to you, Margarita. So you've seen that image. Let's have you make a fear. I'm going to make my fear roll. So let's say it's supernaturally enough that it's going to be a 5d6 fear roll. So I'll roll 5d6, and then you're going to have to roll your mental will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I accidentally closed my character sheet. Just a second.
Ooh,
there it is. So 5. So
I
I'm rolling my mental will?
I got 4 successes. Now you have to roll your mental will to try to cancel those out.
So that's 3. That's my mental will in d6s.
Right.
Damn it.
Take a fail. Take a fail.
I should have, but 5, 5, 1.
Okay, so 5, 5, 1 knocks out 2. So you take 2. You lose 2 sanity.
Okay.
All right. And then this is. I'm trying to make sure I'm using all these fear rolls right because he wanted to ask how they were working. Let's see here. I think they're leading fear. Okay. Roll 6 for every success difference between your mental will roll and Gina's. Okay, so now you need to roll 2 dice, and this is going to be the current fear effect that you're going to experience.
God damn it! 2d6s.
2d6. Yep. One roll low.
6 and a 1.
Okay, so 7. You are momentarily stunned. You may not act for 2 rounds, so you're going to be frozen for 2 rounds. And additionally, you empty your. This is such a Stu thing. You empty your bladder, stomach, or bowels. Roll to determine which.
God damn it, Stu.
I spent 5 minutes coming up with a character for this.
1d6?
Yeah, 1d6.
Is there an all 3?
Maybe if you roll a 6. If you roll a 1, it's none. How about that?
5. Please.
Okay, so yeah, let's say you went yourself for now.
God damn it.
Okay.
That's my favorite
So
dress.
yeah, and so you're just kind of like frozen up a little bit, and that means it's Chester's turn. Chester, you round the corner. You see this. You do not see Margarita, but it is going at her direction right now, or it's just going away from you. Sorry, you don't know if she's there or not.
Yeah, you were saying previously that it was heading toward a closet. I didn't know if that was...
Yes. So it's going towards a closet, and near that closet is a shelf, and maybe now the light's flickering. You can actually see, maybe because she's panicked so much, you see Margarita.
Oh, okay, so I'm actually looking into her room. I didn't
Yes.
know if it was in the hallway or if I was actually looking into her room.
Into her room.
All right. So, first of all, do I need to roll anything for having seen this thing?
Oh yeah, so you need to do as well. I think that'd be a good question if each individual is going to be experiencing it differently. So I will roll again 4d6 for this one because it's not coming at you. That looks like 2 successes. So you need to roll your mental will.
All right. So mental will. Anything else or just mental will?
Mental will, unless there's an applicable strength you want to burn. Use up one of your. Like Abby's always calm under a crisis. I mean, that would be a good one to use for that.
I don't actually have anything with dice associated with it that I could use right now. The closest thing I can think is the show must go on, but I don't have any dice connected to it, so
Right.
it's more of an RP thing.
Right.
So let us go ahead and roll and see what happens. Okay, that's just 1 success.
Okay, so you took 1 sanity loss.
All right.
And then just roll a 6-sided dice. You don't want to roll 5. If you roll 5 or 6, you also will be stunned for a moment.
Awesome. Let me adjust my sanity here so that before I forget. Where is my sanity? Oh, there it is.
It's like all the way to the right. It's like hit points, melee. Yeah.
I had sanity once. I don't know what happened to it.
Chester actually is fairly sane.
Strangely enough, yes. I don't understand it, but yeah. And I'm rolling a single d6.
Yes.
Okay. 4.
Okay. So you were only momentarily stunned. So you just 1 round. You just get shocked, and you sit there for a second. Then. And Abby pretty much doesn't even come. She's just still in the hallway, standing back, so she's not going to make a roll. It actually is wearing human clothes. Like it's just that face that's not human at all.
Yeah.
Like the way that it's crawling across the ceiling certainly is not human.
So we're talking like something out of the finale of Shadow of Innsmouth.
Yeah.
The thing that was at the head of the crowd.
Yeah, definitely kind of very, very amphibious looking, very kind of like scaly, fishy, gross.
But with a nice
wearing clothes, but I expect he'll
perched on
take to the
its
water
rubbery
soon.
head.
But it definitely still has a lot of human qualities to it. What it does is it just scales right as you're just shaking there, kind of wetting yourself, Margarita. It just goes right past you, and then down the closet wall onto the floor, and grabs the painting.
God damn it.
Okay, so now we'll go to our gangster and hobo outside. You guys see kind of in the flickering light as well. You see just a silhouette. You don't get a good look at it because you're not really quite close enough, but something is just shot past your view back down to the floor. So what would you like to do there, hobo, and doesn't want to... Rusty?
Rusty, where am I now? Am I on the at the window, or
you're at the window? But you were starting to climb up, but then you got into this conversation with Desdemona. So I don't know if you wanted to keep forcing the issue and like I'm going to go look.
I let him into the window. I let him go for it. I'm like, yeah, go for it, because I think that's funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to continue to try to climb into the window.
Okay. All right. So yeah, I will go ahead and roll 46, and you can roll against your mental will because you pretty much like crawl up. And you're like, oh, what's going? What? And this thing's just like clutching this rather ornate-looking painting of a very bizarre-looking, very wide-eyed family.
Okay.
And there's a piece that has been cut out of that painting as well, and it's kind of just holding it. And it's I'll make another mechanics roll. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could choose to fail it if you wanted, but it's a pretty big sanity blow.
Yeah, no, I think I'll roll for it. So I would roll. What would I roll?
You're going to roll your mental will, and I only have 1 success. As long as you get 1 success,
Okay.
you have Rusty is a tough son of a bitch.
I don't get can't use any other skills or anything, I guess.
Well, you might. I'm just trying to learn him. Like, there's always trying to learn everybody's little quirks. Let me see.
I guess, I'm not, I think in this case I'll just roll it.
Okay. Like I guess it's kind of like if you think of it as a player and you want to try to apply a strength or a weakness, just let me know, and it's just I think if it makes sense.
No, not in this situation.
Well, like Hobo's luck gets out of sticky situations. Like if this were to escalate,
then I would use it.
Yes, that would be good chance for it.
I don't know what just happened here. I tried to roll 3, but I ended up rolling.
You got to clear it every time.
So okay, then in that case, the last 3 that I rolled was 1, 3, 2.
1, 3, 2. So no successes.
No successes.
So you took 1 sanity loss. Okay. You also can roll a 6-sided dice to see if you have a bad effect or just a slight stunning effect.
How many? 1, 2?
Just 1 6-sided dice. Yep.
1 6-sided die. Yep. A 2.
Okay, so just a quick, you're kind of clinging there, like you pulled yourself up, and you're kind of just like tense up, shocked, and nothing much else. Desdemona, you let him go. What do you want to do now?
Okay, I'm leaning in, taking a look, and I have my pistol drawn at whatever freaked this guy out.
Okay, so the window is high enough that you have to pull yourself up into it. So Rusty's pulled himself up. You could do the same alongside him, but it'd be a bit tough to pistol it as well.
What you see up there, crazy?
Okay.
Sorry, sneaky.
This ain't. I don't know. This ain't normal.
No,
it ain't. You want to come down or go up?
Is the girl is still in there, right?
Yeah. So you see her just like shivering up above your head, like just from a shelf, looking down.
Do I know who she is?
You recognize that is Captain Cruz's daughter, Margarita, and she's been gone a while, and she just came back into town. And you also know that she is one tough lady, and we wouldn't even call her. She's often unladylike, and for her to be scared, that's really unusual.
Hey, Tom.
So you kind of like doing that now.
There's a girl in here needs some help.
All right, help me out.
I'll help him out.
Agility, kind of thing.
To get up there?
Yeah.
If you just want to get up, you can climb up. That's fine.
I'm just gonna climb up and not look at whatever freaked him out.
So, like, you gotta climb up and you're just like looking over at him, like, what? I don't really want to. And as you're doing that, you feel something, or you kind of aware of something crawl along the top side of the window and outside, and kind of off into the darkness.
Damn it.
And
what was that?
let me see.
I don't know what that was, but it just crawled over the ceiling. It's stealing something.
Probably some sort of spider bat.
You kind of hear that from the top of the rooftops, and you hear it in a couple of distant places, and then it starts to kind of fade.
Tornado coming in.
Yeah, yes.
The thing about all these California houses is they don't have basements because of all the seismic activity. I don't know how I know that.
So now let's describe the scene as you guys kind of. You're the only one that is not quivered in your boots because you didn't see anything unusual. There is a young woman clinging to the top of a shelf that is now that doesn't smell very good currently, and is probably going to start working her way off of that shelf. There is a rather shocked Russian looking through the doorway at you on one side, and then
hello, comrade.
And there is a hobo that's just right next to you, who definitely does not smell good at all.
I'm not with him.
So
I recognize Chester, right, through his disguise?
Yes, you do, yeah.
Chester, I was just looking for you, but what's
so
going on?
if I'm able to act as because this thing is still in the room, right?
No, it actually went. It just took off out through the window and out into the night.
Okay. Good. Sorry. I didn't know if I.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And one of the things that I noticed too is when we do have 4 people, sometimes it helps for me just to kind of go down the line. So I'll start with Margarita and then go back. So Margarita, what do you want to do?
So it took the painting and scuttled out.
Yes.
Wait, it grabbed the entire painting and I didn't see it?
You weren't looking, so it just kind of went over the top of your head.
But I thought it was just like a small creature, not like carrying a 4x4.
No, yeah, totally human-sized. Yeah, human-sized.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
God damn it! It took the painting. All right. She kind of looks at. First of all, she looks at Chester and just kind of tilts her head, like, "What the hell, dude?" And then she looks at the window and she sees somebody she doesn't recognize and somebody she does recognize. This is the worst day. Why don't you guys come in and then she said, and she like gestures like come in from the window and then get out because I need to change my clothes.
You need I think you look stylish.
You know,
There's another.
Okay, so now let's go down, just because everyone will start talking to everybody. This is always the problem with Hangouts. Yeah. Jim, what do you want to do? Or Chester?
Either one of us, really. I acting through my character. I basically, I'll just sort of say, I just sort of quietly say, we need to get out of here. There's another one of those people up there. I say, pointing to the roof.
They got what they wanted.
What? Who are they? Was it art thieves in heavy makeup? Why were they wearing those masks?
I want to be able to get the other people in the conversation.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I'll just keep on. I just want to make sure you have a chance to actually roleplay with each other too. So, Desdemona, what would you like?
I grab my suitcase. I throw a spare pair of pants over to Margarita.
So this gangster.
I wear pants. I'm wearing suit. They don't have two different types of outfits for the mob, so I wear a suit and tie.
Slightly nefarious character from your past, like leans back outside to pull her suitcase into the house.
I came here right from the train. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
All right. Yeah, actually, pants would probably be more better suited for a getaway.
You owe me $3 for those, by the way. They're very nice.
Yeah, I understand. They're very nice.
Thank you.
As soon as she
no, this guy said he knew someone who was going on out here, and you know the Russian guy? Desdemona completely falls in the Russian disguise.
I just sort of I gesture to Rusty briefly. We'll talk outside, and I seeing that she's about to change, I'm just gonna leave the room.
Yeah, ladies only, please.
I follow Chester outside.
Okay, so then Rusty, you follow him out into the kitchen, or into the dining room area, where you see.
I need to make a stop before I go back downstairs.
Yes.
I need to stop by my room.
Okay. All right.
And see if, in fact, there is a letter in there.
There is, in fact, a letter in there.
Chester, you got anything to drink?
Not on me, I'm afraid. It's been a 3-bottle day.
3 more than I've had.
Did you see any of those people? They were remarkably skilled. I'm just going to pick up the letter. I'm going to put it in my pocket. I'm going to briefly look at the envelope. I'm not going to open it yet.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to remember if I can.
Unless it's not in an envelope, I don't know if it's just like a page or.
I clicked show to players. Does that show it to all of you? I forgot. I clicked show to players.
So what?
On what? Roll20?
Roll20.
Act 1 with the strange Aeon. I see that.
Okay.
Let me pull that up.
That's all I see. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I can say.
Oh, hold on. Let me look.
Well, I can just I'll edit it and then I will put it into Mr. Ryan's photo journal. And hopefully we'll be able to read it. The font's a little small, maybe. Hopefully it's okay. And then I will save the changes. So look, and you can see letter to Chester Arthur in there.
And what is it? Where am I looking?
I keep calling Chester Arthur, Chester Howard, but like in your
Chester Arthur is the former president.
Yeah, right. So in the journal.
Journal. There we go.
Paper thingy? No.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, let me see everything. Let me change it to Chester Howard.
I can see the Chester Arthur. That's awesome.
Okay, there you go.
Yes, okay. I can see the letter. But I won't read it yet because I'm right now in the middle of something.
Okay, sure. So you recognize the handwriting, you recognize the postscript, all that. So it's
it's her.
Yes.
Oh boy. Okay. So that's going to be something very important to me. So I'm going to very carefully put it away,
Okay.
and I'm going to try to find a time to read it very soon. But I've got to get people out of here first, figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay, so let's go back. Rusty, so you have come out into the dining room. You see the widow Harper and her young child. You see the director and his assistant. You don't see the big cameraman anywhere. You don't know where he's at. But so those are the four people that are kind of gathered around. And the little boy kind of, you notice him kind of like look at you, and just the way that he looks at you, you find so unsettling. It's really uncomfortable. There's a picture in the Obsidian Portal page of like this kind of creepy kid, and that's kind of what I was thinking about. Is that just like the very 1,000-yard stare, like just very unsettling. So, but cute. I mean, otherwise cute little kid, like maybe 4 foot tall. He's probably 6 years old, 5 years old.
So the director's the one who wouldn't let me in before.
Yes. And so like he sees you come in, and oh, guten Abend, Herr. Wie geht's?
Don't you remember me? I helped you out on your film.
Oh yeah. I remember. But we're very busy right now. There's lots going on here.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. Somebody just broke in and crawled out on the roof from the ceiling of the room upstairs.
And like he kind of like looks over at his film again. He says,
Yeah, and I think in this ambition was one of them.
What is that?
kind of looks side to side.
We were filming out on the docks today.
That was done.
And the girl was killed. She died. Tot. And this image was seen in my film.
Am I down there? Am I down there yet, or am I still?
You're kind of patting your shirt, making sure everything's secure, and let's kind of go down the line again. Margarita, what do you want to do? You're changing, correct?
Yeah, I changed.
Okay. So Desdemona, are you you're gonna hang out for a minute?
I'm gonna sit in a chair facing the other direction and ask her what everyone's so freaked out about.
Okay.
So just really quick, you the player, did you read like the story so far?
Yeah, I'm generally up to date on that.
So Margarita gives you the highlights of that. I can narrate the whole story from Margarita's point of view, or we can.
What? I don't. That's ludicrous.
Well, I personally.
I thought you were a reporter.
I personally, Michelle, I'd like to hear kind of what, like, after that last thing had happened.
Yeah.
What does Margarita think?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Like, I know what you might think, but I'd be kind of curious to think of how, like, it's always interesting. What do you think she thinks?
So basically, she explains that the weird people in the house, the conventionally weird people in the house are all people who are filming a movie, and since I was fired for investigating blah blah important politician dude in San Francisco, I was offered a part in this movie, and because I needed the money, I took the part, and that's why I'm hanging out with them. But in the meantime, this woman who runs the house has a really creepy kid who's half Portuguese, and apparently Dad's side of the family is a little, and then she says something in Portuguese that you don't quite understand. And so there was a painting with a map that was hidden behind it, and I was trying to hide the painting when this Pignole comes, and again, she says some word in Portuguese that you don't understand, but it basically sounds like she's saying Pigole or something like that.
Pigole, yeah.
Yeah, scuttling into the room, grabs the painting as you and your hobo friend were crawling in the window, and made off with it.
Oh, I missed that. That was that thing. Oh.
You were pointedly not looking at it, and I don't.
Well, he said if it could freak out a hobo, it's probably pretty scary. Those guys smell terrible. They put up with a lot.
Very, and it was the stuff. It's the sort of thing that parents tell young children about to get them to behave. It was gross.
Ah, one of those monsters under the bed type of things.
Well, except it was crawling across the ceiling at me.
So I thought I saw you on the movie then. Someone was tying you to the train tracks or something?
I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, famous Hollywood star on me. Okay.
Okay. So then, so Chester, you are coming into the room. You see Johannes like very meticulously like looking at the piece of film with his glass and looking at it and whispering back to Sarah. You don't see George anywhere. George
okay. All right. Well, can't do anything without him, but I'm going to go over to Johannes, and I'm going to
Chester, yeah.
How soon can we get this done? We need to get this over with as soon as we can. You've noticed I've kind of tried to disguise myself to try to get away from these gentlemen. So.
Oh, I thought you were getting ready for the next shot. I thought it was your costume.
Not unless we're changing. No, this is just to throw those people off. Unless we're changing the entire film.
Just remember, the show must go on. Yeah, show.
That's why I want to know if we can get this done, the sooner the better, because we need to.
He gets his really typically booming voice, very conspiratorial.
Chester, he holds up the film. This could make us very, very, very rich.
What are you talking about? What the movies? I hope they do well, I suppose.
So he hands you like the loop or whatever it is they use to look at it, and like you can see the individual frames. And as you're kind of looking at it, I found a GIF for this, but I can't get it to quite work. I'll have it in the Obsidian portal. But like it's a shot of kind of all you guys running along the side of the boat as you saw the girl fall into the water, right? So you watched her just sway a bit, tip over, fall into the water, and that blood kind of smear out. But what you now see, you were all focused on the blood spot, a little bit further down towards the stern, you saw a hand, but it wasn't any human hand, come up over the rail, and then another human hand, a not human hand, come up over the rail, and this form started to come up out of it and then go back down again. And so he's just like been watching it. It's only maybe 4 seconds of the film, but he seems really fascinated by it.
What is that? Is that someone in a deep sea suit?
That's what I thought. I thought there was a diver or something like that. There are divers around there. But I think Sarah says that there are rumors of creatures that have never been seen except at night by the fishermen. And if we can prove it, we can become incredibly rich. Capture it on film.
Okay. I say, I see. I have had a rather important personal matter come up, and so we need to. I really need to finish with this project before as soon as we can.
Oh yeah. Sure. I don't have much film left. I have very little, but if we can get someone to invest with this film, we could become incredibly rich. Chester, you could be the hero that discovers this creature.
I see. So we're putting this in the movie, are we?
Yeah. Well, maybe not in the hobo movie. We need to save it and make it pay for us.
I see. This is going to be very difficult. But so you want to wait until nightfall and try to capture these things on film? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. That's correct. And there will be nighttime is in 2 hours more.
Nice. Does George know about this?
George.
And he like looks over at Sarah. He's like,
voice George. Where is George? Where did he go?
And Sarah's like shrugs her shoulders. I don't know, sir. He went into that room a while ago, and I haven't seen him come out since. And he points right to the armor and out the room you just came out of.
both wearing pants right now.
Well, we're downstairs. I have a feeling they're up.
No, that's you hear Margarita say that really loud from upstairs.
Oh, okay.
They're my pants. Don't yell at me when you're wearing my clothes.
Did it look as though there was a camera in that room?
Okay, so Rusty, you have seen this conversation. You didn't get all of it because there was some whispering going on, but you did hear very, very rich. You heard that part of it. What would you like to do?
I said, Miss Harper, it's been a little while since I've been able to clean myself up. May I use your washroom for a minute?
And she kind of looks over at Johannes and says, I'm sorry, I think they've turned it into a developing room. Is that what you called it? And Johannes says, oh, no, we are done. It's fine. It's sehr gut, sehr gut. Don't touch the blue water.
Why not? Is it liquor or something?
No, it's poison. Terrible. It's for films. So this has silver nitrate. It's bad for you.
I'd just like to wash up for a minute, but then you say that this girl was killed down at the docks?
Yeah, she killed. You're asking Abby. I'm sorry, Abby. So Abby doesn't really know. She says apparently a young girl who was often in trouble left her child with me and then committed suicide.
Yes.
You think it was a suicide?
Yeah.
Well, that's what they are saying to me. And then you hear this voice, like it's a little kid voice, but again, creepy flat. Oh no, it was no suicide. She went to meet the family and be one with the family. Right, Mother? And at this point, like, you see, like the widow looks so distraught and so just, she kind of grabs him, snatches him up, and runs off into the kitchen, just bawling, like tears streaming down her face. Johannes says, she's very emotional right now. I don't know why. She's crazy.
I tell you folks, there's weird stuff going around this town, not just right here. I've seen a lot of stuff. You know, I move around a lot, and everywhere there's crazy stuff happening, but I'll tell you, you know where I've seen the most strange stuff happen? Down at the hotel. I think I gotta go down there and warn some of my other buddies.
Okay, while they're having this conversation, I'm actually going to step back and read a letter.
Okay, all right. And I'm actually going to step away for a moment and go grab a beer and go use the bathroom, so give me like...
Oh my god!
So there's a quick whisper for you, Aaron, just kind of furthering that. What's going on at the hotel? Okay, one of the things you've seen.
Okay. And did you see my whispers?
I'll see you in a second.
Okay. I continue to tell the rest of you that the Del Monte Hotel, I've seen young girls going in, not coming out. You know, like the pineapple.
Desdemona comes into the kitchen and rifles through the icebox for something to eat.
I'm sitting in the corner reading a piece of paper right now. I think if anyone wonders.
Reading or eating?
Reading.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said eating too.
Margarita comes down and briefly considers being embarrassed that she's wearing pants, and then discards that notion.
A little tight on you.
I look better this way.
Yeah, maybe you deserve some time with Dr. Kellogg.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Do any of you have any, booze on you?
Maybe.
Oh, honey,
Why?
I think
that's not crime.
I don't think there's a drink left in this house after the day we've had.
Ah, damn. This is 1914.
I give the rummy a quarter.
Okay.
I just realized we're in like prohibition, aren't we?
Nope.
Not
No?
quite.
Prohibition hasn't started yet.
Oh, good.
So there's a lot of alcoholism at work.
Oh yeah, and probably still lots of homemade gin joints, making it on the cheap.
Well, they had to compete with actual liquor stores, so.
Right.
Well, there's
Okay.
just saloons everywhere.
Right.
Offering free lunches so that you'll drink more.
Yep.
So, are you still wearing the disguise, Chester?
Probably yes, because there's not really much point to wearing it in here, so I've probably actually taken the beard off by this point when I sat down in the chair.
Hey, where'd the Russian guy go?
That's him.
That's
isn't
not,
the
but that guy
one
had
with
a
the
beard.
He is there, I say, gesturing to the to the beard sitting on the table next to me.
Huh.
Chester, could you read that
That's
letter?
really dumb to fall for something like that.
I just read the letter.
Okay, good. I didn't know. I looked at it again. Like, good lord, that's really tiny. But hopefully it was.
Yeah, I downloaded it and I
Oh, good. Excellent.
increased the size so that I zoomed in so that I could see it.
Perfect. Perfect.
Is it high tide?
It is close.
Is it full moon?
4 days. It is close.
Okay.
I will actually look back up at at Rusty, and I will say, what was the name of that hotel you said a moment ago?
You know, like the pineapple Del Monte.
Good lord.
What's wrong with the Del Monte?
I say, and I stand back up. Well, I say to Jonas, we're going to need to hunt down George if we want to capture this footage tonight.
I don't think you're gonna find George.
Did you see what happened to him?
Yes and no. He went out the window.
Oh, so he's outside?
He fell?
It wasn't a suicide.
He didn't fall.
He was
Where was
pushed.
he going?
He was pulled out the window
That was
of
close.
my room.
The window I came in?
Yeah.
Oh, good lord. I'm actually going to go now and...
I need to not be here, but I'm a little worried about going outside. But at
I'll
this
protect
point-
you, sweetheart.
I'm going to grab the beard again, and I'm going to...
This looks like a job for the beard.
This is a job for the beard.
The beard that didn't work in the first place.
Yeah, I'm going to try to now make sure I'm putting it on right this time.
Okay, all right. So let's have you, unless you want to do another fail, go ahead and make a roll.
I'm going to make a roll.
Do well.
The obviously false beard is only funny for so long. This is the acting and mental will again, is it?
So 96.
Yes. Let me see here. Why can I not see? I need to open the screen more. There we go. And in fact, let me close that. Let me close Roll20 so that I can actually see better. There we go. All right. Now rolling. Okay.
Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 successes. Okay, so yeah, all of a sudden Chester disappears in a flurry of Russian. Ta-da!
It's like a
Ta-da!
bad cut. It's like a bad cut where, like, you see him starting to put on an obviously fake beard,
Right.
then it cuts to a scene that was filmed like 6 months later after he had grown an actual beard.
You just do a double take of Desdemona being like, "You're not gonna fool me, huh?"
that guy go?
I put it on backwards. That was the problem. One moment, Tovarich.
Backwards and upside down.
I thought you just had a bald spot on the back of your head.
Okay, so you are well disguised again.
My fuzzy hat. I'm going to peek outside and see if I can see us. I'm going to look around to where I'm going to sort of creep out, looking around carefully, looking to see if I can see underneath the where the window is.
Okay.
Actually, I'm looking for a camera, but
Okay. Well, the camera is
camera
actually still inside. So
the camera is still inside. That was the thing I was curious about.
Sorry, if you're looking for George's camera, like it's still inside. It's up against the wall. All the camera gear's kind of been packed up for after that shot from the afternoon. And
I am still going to look around outside under the window real quick just to make sure that there's no like George body down there.
Okay. Well, there is a lump about a foot across in cloth that you can tell is bloody and is laid.
Oh, good lord. Okay, I'm going to...
Part of George's shirt, as a matter of fact.
I'm going to get a stick.
George.
It's only a foot across.
Yeah.
Oh, George.
How high is it?
It is probably, it's about a foot across, maybe about 6 inches high, a lump of cloth, and yeah.
All right, I'm going to grab a stick.
Okay.
I'm going to cautiously lift up the cloth.
Okay. And this is where I was because it's fun. So obviously that probably is his.
Hang on. Where did you just post that?
Roll 20.
Okay, let me go back to roll 20. I can only have one thing opened at a time, otherwise it...
I kind of need a one-stop shop, and I'm sure if I sat down and really tried to figure it out, I probably could, but like you can't do GIFs in roll 20, so then I have stuff going Obsidian Portal. I try to do whispers in the Hangout, but then it's like they don't work as well as they do in roll 20. So I pretty much use roll 20, I think, all the time. But I like the dice stream being able to see the numbers. So.
I am reopening roll 20, and which part am I looking in again?
You're looking in the chat. There's a whisper for you in the chat. And I will, I'm going to go ahead and, that's going to be a 3d6 fear roll. Keep these fear roll mechanics going.
Excellent. Yes, okay. I thought it might be something like that.
Yeah. So, no fear, so you don't have to even make a roll. So, apparently, you thought so much that you weren't even surprised.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So yes. I basically am going to just I'm going to come back inside, just sort of stiltedly,
okay.
A little bit. I'm going to lower the cloth back down over the hand. I'm going to come back around, come back inside, and just going to come back into the dining area, and just sort of say, we're going to need another cameraman.
No shit.
And so Johanna looks up. George quit? He left?
In a manner of speaking.
Oh, shit. So, like, and then you see...
I've been in town for, 40 minutes and already been tied to... Oh, boy.
Whoever these...
I wasn't here.
Whoever these art thieves were, they got him.
Is there a lot of money to be made in art?
Perhaps the young Fräulein is good with cameras. Yeah?
I'll do my best, I guess.
So, okay, so let's get... Rusty, what do you want? You're still kind of sniffing a little bit?
Yeah, well, and then I want to go over to Mrs. Harper, Widow Harper.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone into another room with her son, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, they have gone into the kitchen. You see that she... boy. So, yeah, let me whisper this, too.
Because she's been kind to me in the past.
Right.
I have a little bit of concern about her well-being. I'm freaked out about her son.
Okay. Great. Aaron, there you go. So you kind of come into the kitchen, and that's the scene you kind of walk into. And, like, there's this moment of, like, she looks up and sees you, and, like, embarrassment, shock, or whatever, but she doesn't stop.
Okay. Do you want me to whisper my conversation to her?
No, that's fine. That's fine. It'll take too long. So it's just, what do you want to do? Like a little bit of mystery, but too much mystery takes forever. So
yeah. Miss Harper, something bad seems to be going on around here. But you know anything? She's
just pumping this stuff, and like no, mom, no, mother, no, mother. Like she looks over at the cross. She says, God is forsaking us this night. There is a dark cloud about this entire place. My sins have come home to roost upon me.
Oh, you don't talk like that. We all got our sins. Hey, but why would that person crawling on? Why did they steal that painting? Do you know anything?
It's complicated. It's hobo.
Yeah, and like you see the like little Charles kind of flailing a bit, and this flailing kind of slows down, and then head just kind of lolls over to the side, and she kind of sets him down on the floor. She just kind of brushes his hair back like really gingerly, and just kind of looks over him. And she looks back, says, "I don't know what they want or who they are, but I'm convinced that my husband was involved with things that have come back to our family. It's a curse."
A curse?
A curse.
No.
Harper, you've been kind to me many times, and if I could do anything to help you out,
Do we really have to? It's a curse, Rusty. That's your name, right?
Yeah.
And we want to cut into all this?
Wait, are you coming around the corner in just a moment?
Yeah.
Like, okay, all right, so you just kind of leans in there on you.
I just lean into frame and be like, Rust.
You gotta tell us, Widow Harper, why your husband brought this curse on your family.
I don't know what he was involved with, but I know that he was involved with a lot of people who were doing terrible things. And I'm convinced that whatever madness has taken over my son is because of this curse from the devil.
Any of those people still around here?
I don't know. He would take a train every 3 or 4 days and go away and then come back. And he would say he would have things to meet, and they were important business meetings, and he would come home smelling of strange perfumes and colognes and different odors. And
your husband was a player.
And she, like, you see that she is clutching a letter, and she looks at you and she says, I thought that it was never that bad, but now I know that that's true.
I take the letter. Hand it over.
And she just tucks it into her blouse. She's like, no, these are family secrets that you don't need to be concerned with.
Well, I'm involved with your curse. How much secret can they be?
Hey, give the lady a little respect, okay?
Hey, I'm not... What?
You see her scoop Charles up. She says, gentlemen and lady, because she looks at you a little bit, does want to, miss, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to put my son in his bed, and he needs to get some much-needed sleep. We've had a very long day.
Okay, well, if you think of anything else that might help us help you, you got to let us know.
Yeah, she's walking out. She says, well, someone wanted that painting for some reason, and it had hung in my house for years, and his family, the Pesaces, never wanted us to get rid of it.
Well, either the painting was a good thing, I say after she leaves, or it was a bad thing,
There was a map. There was a map underneath it.
Did you ever see the map?
I saw part of it. It was. Curtis, can you help me out with? I'm blanking as to what it was that I discovered from.
So
the
it
map that I saw.
was a very old, like Spanish conquistador explorer era map of California and Baja California, specifically Baja California. And there, I thought I might have put that on the. No, I probably didn't get on the city portal, but like the thing that was really interesting about it. There were all these crazy lines, not like lines of longitude and latitude, but like these weird bisecting lines that would form like points are all around the map. So they were scattered all around.
You did put it on. I'm just trying to find where you put it.
Oh, okay. I think it might be in Obsidian Portal, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's in one of the summaries.
Yeah.
Probably the last one.
Yeah.
The conversation is all taking place in a different room, right? So
yes, it's all in the dining room. So you're there. We'll just go back to Jim. Like you're there with Johannes and Sarah. Widow Harper comes in cradling her son, who is just like head lolled over. This green ooze is kind of coming out of his mouth.
Oh God!
His eyes are kind of rolled back into his head, and so she's just carrying him to look. She goes, I'm going to put my son to bed, and then I'm going to go crawl in and watch over him for the night. You are welcome to dinner. And it almost looks like she's on like automaton right now, just like take care of her son. And so she says, "You may all do what you need to do, and good night." And she just takes off.
Curtis, I believe at some point there was a conversation between Margarita and Armin, and then Armin showed her maps where the sound had been heard.
Yes.
And so, did some of those points and lines match up?
Possibly, you would need. I mean, like, so your reporter brain's kicking in. You're like, holy shit, these things are connected. If you had access to those maps, you might be able to figure that out. Like the only thing that
I need to figure it out. I think I've made the connection.
Right, but like, I guess what I'm saying, like,
sit around and research.
Geographically, if you were to try to make, those like they were very specifically cartographically designed maps, you know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, one was California, there was another map that showed like the Philippines and like those kinds of things, but like if you want to get specific, like you're gonna probably need access to some of those pieces of information.
I'm just gonna make a leap and say that she believes, without taking the time to look at whether that's correct or not.
Mm-hmm.
This is kind of a intentionally failing moment.
Oh yeah.
She is going to make a connection between the lines on the map in the painting and the lines on the California map that Armin has up in his room, which you can go check later in theory.
Mm-hmm.
So, what does this have to do with what's going on at the Del Monte? She says to the people assembled in the room.
So yeah, I guess there's kind of a moment. So Jim, you were kind of figuring your deal out. What do you want to do? And then we'll go down the line again.
So I'm assuming. Well, like I said, I was not privy to the conversation that you guys were having about the painting, so I don't know any of that's going. But I'm basically the behind the scenes thing going on in Jester's brain is that he now, having read the letter, has realized he's going to need to help out with this monster hunting project that that the director has just come up with, because he now needs the money for more than himself. And he also realizes he's going to need to he's probably going to want to accompany these folks to the Del Monte. Because also of what he just read. Although the timing is uncertain, so there may not, that which was mentioned may not be happening there at this time.
Right.
But it's still enough that there's enough of a connection that he'd kind of want to go there too.
Okay.
So basically, it's really just a question of helping the remaining film crew do whatever they need to get a replacement camera person.
Right. So
get everything together to try to get this thing shot, so that there will be he can give some assurance that there will be money available, because Right. I mean, it's either a question of finishing the film, which is always dicey anyway, but also doing this now.
Okay. So it looks like there were 2 films that were finished, basically. There was the hobo saves the damsel from the train. There was the hobo saves the damsel from the pirates.
Yes.
For a 3rd part. So like there isn't, he hasn't necessarily come up with a 3rd part yet, but he's like, perhaps the hobo shall save the damsel from the monster.
Well, wait a minute. If this thing is what you think it is, and I'm not saying it is, but if it is, that's rather more dangerous.
Not only no. Fuck no.
But come now, Fräulein. This is an opportunity to make history.
No. Shush. Shush, you. And then she says a word.
If she's afraid of doing it, I'll do it.
A word for Germans that I'm not actually going to say.
Ah, yes.
My people have been telling stories about these things for generations. And if they are real and we go looking for them, we're not going to stop to film a movie. Okay?
I ain't afraid of no goblins.
I actually. Well, I agree at this point. It's I can understand the need to get the footage, but let's not put anyone needlessly in danger, if at all possible.
You might be able to convince. You might be able to convince.
7
Shut
adults.
up! Shut your mouth. You might be able to convince some.
Like his 6'3" just kind of sits down in a chair, and you're just pointing down at him now.
Yeah. You might be able to. This is very much one of these situations. You might be able to convince some drunk limey to be in your movies, but these things do not care about being famous.
I have a counterpoint. If these things don't care about being famous, why are there so many stories about them?
What they care about, she just ignores that. What they care about is eating your face clean off, and then taking your skull and literally grinding it to make bread.
What kind of bread? Like a scally bread? Like crazy? I once saw a guy after the butcher was done with him. His face looked like a pizza without the cheese. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, not even reacting to what's being said behind her.
Yeah.
Listen.
Are we clear? This isn't about me not wanting to do it. This is about them not being human.
Okay,
and
so
not giving
a lot of
shit
interjections. Rusty, what do you want to say? Rusty.
Listen, the widow says there's got some kind of curse on her. We got to figure out how to stop this curse.
I agree with Rusty.
What? Curse, yeah. No.
Yeah, her son has, that's known.
He's got some of that green slime epilepsy. I heard of that.
Well, he's clearly got a very bad condition that's both physical and affecting him mentally, I suppose. That's
probably ate too much slime.
He's going to die before he reaches 17.
Listen, the widow's all upset. She won't talk. I'm going to look around this place, see if there might be something else lying around that gives us some hints.
Just don't get eaten.
I watched the hobo paw through the widow's things. With
I leave the room. I leave the room.
Okay. So Rusty, because we'll just keep you guys keep talking, you figure stuff out. But Rusty, where would you like to look?
I'm not going to go into what I know to be. If I know.
I've seen it too, so I'm going to help Rusty out with my
perception. Hold on, one at a time here. Rusty, I'll get to you in a second. So Rusty, what do you want to do?
I'm going to look like if they've got cabinets, if like in the living room or dining room she has a cabinet full of curios or anything like that.
Yeah.
Anything that might be from the time before her husband died or disappeared or whatever.
Okay.
I'm just, I don't really know what I'm looking for.
Okay, just anything out of the ordinary. Okay.
Yeah. I do have that trait.
Yes.
Finders keepers, so I might.
So, let's have you make a. This again will be a perception roll plus you can go ahead and burn that and use that up.
I will.
Yeah, and
So that would give me 6 dice.
6 dice. Yes.
Okay, here we go. Wow, 6 dice, no successes.
Oh wow. Okay, so like you just like you kind of set off. You're kind of looking around for anything out of the ordinary, and you end up just getting distracted by like a plate.
Booze.
Yeah.
So
Well.
I find some booze.
Yeah. So then like you pull like this
liquor
down,
cabinet.
you see like a bottle like old granddad like stuck behind a corner.
Oh yeah.
All dusty, like totally forgotten about, and you're just like, oh, come to Papa.
Yeah, I take a big drink of that, and then it sort of set it back in place.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's not enough to actually wreck you or anything, but definitely make you feel a little bit more on an even keel. Okay, so then Adam, what would you like to do?
All right, I'm going to try and case this place and figure out what's out of the ordinary. 'Cause
Okay.
I was kind of a fixer in the mob, so I made sure things...
All right.
I've got a
deal, be street
crime
perception,
scene too.
and
I've
then
got
any
perception
relevant
4, so that's
skill.
4d6 plus 4, or 6 dice, or 66.
66. Yes.
Nice. That did not...
You have to bump them up to There you go. 1, 2, 3.
4 successes.
Okay, so you just kind of looking around, you are aware that there are numerous. The windows have been lifted. They're like break-ins all over this place. Like things have kind of been like testing the windows, the doors. Like you can see, like this place has been broken into numerous times in the last, probably within the last month or two, even. Like it looks like it's happened fairly regularly. And then you are just kind of going around, just kind of checking everything out, and your nose for the unusual comes around this corner, and the room that you crawled in through, you see a rather pretty elegant Victrola, and there is a record on the top of that with a gold label in the center. It's like a big 72 LP with a gold label on there, and there is tucked underneath that is some sort of note. Or a piece
I read the note. I read the label, then I read the note. Okay.
The label itself is completely indecipherable to you. It's just a strange symbol, and I think I have a copy of what that symbol looks like in the handout somewhere.
Yeah, my education is 1, so that doesn't mean.
Yeah, so I'm just going to test what it looks like. You are golden bee.
Thank you kindly.
Where are you, Golden Bee? There you are. Okay. And then I will save it. And then hopefully in the journals you should see the symbol repeating.
Sure. Is this sent to me in Roll20?
Yep. In Roll20.
All right. What's the note say?
Okay. The note itself. Let's see, where did we go? And when you pull it out, you realize that you're looking at a unsent Western Union telegram. Like it's like a form that someone has filled out.
All right. Did you send that to me through Roll20 as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I see them in my handouts. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Let me read this telegram. Really have to zoom in.
Yeah.
I read it. I go into the main room and I have Marguerite help me with it for the big words.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
You can share it with her, I guess.
Boy, yeah, Roll20 is pretty slick, man. They got some. It's pretty easy to do all that stuff. Okay, so there you go. There, Margarita. There is the telegram in your handouts.
I'm just hold on. It's
Yep,
hard to read them.
While you're kind of flipping through and figuring stuff out, I'll get to everybody else. There, Chester. What would you like to do now? Oh, you're muted.
Really quick. Also,
yes.
I head to that room to look at the map of California.
Okay. You realize that when old Armin either was he must have premeditatively fled because he cleaned everything out except the Victrola. He took everything with him.
Ah, it's a weird little symbol.
So, okay, Chester, what would you like to do?
Well, basically, if there is anything I can do right now to help get things ready for the evening hunt, then I shall do that. But otherwise, if there is not, then I will make a sojourn I will actually make a sojourn to the hotel to check it out and then come back.
Oh, okay, all right. So it's set off in the night. Okay. Yeah.
Because,
So
I don't know how much time there is till nightfall, so that was.
yeah. I mean, it's getting dark. Like, and Johannes was talking about getting ready to go in like 2 to 3 hours. The hotel is roughly a half mile from the boarding house.
Okay, so that's not too far. We could probably
see it. It's a big building, and I kind of would like to build. It's a really awesome looking building too. I wish I could. I'm trying to figure out how to do image share.
I'm thinking Rusty and I could nip over and check it out. And
I'll put a link in the chat of what it looks like.
But I can't come.
Well, Rusty was the one who said, "Sure you can," but Rusty was the one who expressed interest.
No one asked me. I'll go to the demo hotel.
I just
I
wanted
don't care
to.
if it goes. I say, okay, if you ask me to go to the hotel, I'm like, yeah, what? Maybe we should all go.
Okay.
Well, what was it you were interested in with respect to the hotel? Just.
I'm not interested in it, but all I know is I've seen a lot of young ladies going in there, and you hang out there and they never come out.
That's not good. I definitely think
it's the back door.
Find out what's happening there.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go in there myself, but if this is related to the old lady's curse, I'd like to help her out.
Well, we could do a bit of intelligence gathering and just see, take a look, see what's happening. Not necessarily get involved in it per se, but just see what's happening and go from there.
All right.
Sometimes
I will put a link in Roll20 to what the Del Monte looks like or looked like in 1914. It's a small picture. I'll find some bigger ones, but that's kind of it's a cool looking building. Like I saw it, and I was like, oh yeah.
Oh, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. They gonna let us into this place?
Well, it's the thing. So with this place, it's pretty well known that it is for the richest of the rich of not only California but of North America in the United States. And there was like a 17-hole golf course. It was a place where people would do this really scenic drive that had Rolls Royces. I mean, it was for like William Hearst hung out there quite a bit. So it's the rich. So it might require
17 holes. You get to hole 16 and you're like, you start counting them over again.
And a notable journalist.
Yes, yes, that might help. Okay. Yeah. So what's the plan now? What's going on?
Well, I can't go out using my public identity because there are still people looking for me. But I will try to dress up my present costume to make it look slightly more impressive.
Okay.
Like Russian chic.
Yes, basically, I'm going to actually try to make the hastily thrown together outfit look a little bit better as far as just anyone who wouldn't necessarily know what to look for.
All right, so you're setting yourself up a bit, maybe. All right.
Yeah, I'm basically going to make it look expensive without it actually being expensive.
So, okay, so let's say that you've got this good base costume going on, looks nothing like you. Now you're going to try to modify it and make yourself look fairly well-to-do. So just do another disguise roll, and we'll base that on that. Like you're going to grab baubles from Abby's house and just try to like put stuff on there. And, yeah. I'm
basically touching up the Russian stranger outfit to make it actually look more like aristocrat level money person.
I know this.
And so let us see. What am I doing? I must make a roll.
96.
I will roll 96 dice. 9d6. Yeah.
We're not playing hero. It's okay.
No. Alrighty. Okay, so 2 6s.
Okay, so yeah, it's shinier for sure. You definitely look like you're, you've got some money probably. Probably so.
Okay.
Even though you
So I will go ahead and do that. Make sure the magical beard is properly placed.
properly adjusted. It's all well kept. Yes.
And how do the other people who want to come along on this? How do they look right now as far as
Well,
presentability
you have a
goes?
hobo.
They never,
Yes.
they never let me in that place. But I'll tell you, there's this nice cook. She sometimes gives me the leftovers from the kitchen. I don't usually go by this early, but she might let me in the back as long as I don't go any of the public places.
All right.
That's spending a really good moment of truth right there. I like that.
Yes, that's excellent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I've forgotten Adam's
look
character.
very avant-garde right about now.
That could work. That could work actually. That could work. If it's a foreigner thing. So they're wearing pants right now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
women in pants.
Well, Desdemona, unless you're looking closely, looks like a guy.
Okay.
It's got
So-
sort of a Victoria thing going on.
Yeah, if I can find just a
back into a
couple of
dress.
coats with tails around somewhere or something, I just throw those on them, so that they look like it's a thing where I'm not trying to necessarily make people think they're men, but I could make them look like attachés.
A Russian cabaret. It's coming.
Yeah, or something.
Right.
They're
Okay.
my attachés. Yes.
So
That's it.
the only person that really will obviously probably be immediately turned away is Rusty. But if he uses his side entrance kind of idea, that would be good. So yeah.
And so, since it's just me probably having to go in a different way, you can go ahead and run with the other three players, maybe, and then I'll just be probably in the kitchens or whatever.
Yeah, we'll bounce it around a little bit. We'll bounce it around because we also get to.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just set off, and again, like you can, the Hotel Del Monte is kind of up on a hill above Monterey. And as you get closer to it, like you kind of see, like there is a vast wooded grove that's all around there. The golf courses. You can actually hear cars and see their lights as they're traveling down the drive, and you're just getting drenched, and rain is just pouring down.
Oh, it's
Maybe
raining?
we should-
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
raining all
I'm gonna call for a taxi or grab someone's car because it's beneath my dignity to just show up wet.
Okay, and actually, Desdemona is probably the one person that has money able to do this right now.
Oh, I took a lot of money before I left town.
Yeah. Everyone else looks like their pockets might be a bit empty right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually, you can even.
So I probably got us a taxi or something.
Yeah, so there is a phone service that works sporadically still right now. So it's pick up the one thing, talk into the other thing kind of phone system.
The candlestick.
And so you get a car there, and the car can drive you right to the door, or try to drive you right to the door, or what would you like it to do? Cabby's like,
just drop us off at top. Hobo, you just don't get seen.
well, I got to tell you, they got this ball coming up here, and they're all it's all real hush-hush, and they don't really like us cabbies coming too close anymore right now. I don't know what's going on, but I haven't been able to take anybody there in the last 2 days.
I'll give you $1.
Yeah, well, I'll take it, but they still won't probably let the car get up there.
I think I put my hand on the back of his shoulder and just give a thing. Yeah, buddy, you should have taken the $1.
Get us as close as you
I'll take the $1, but I'm just saying they'll stop the car.
Get us as close as you can.
Okay, that's different. Okay.
Get us as
stop the
close as
car,
you
I'll
can.
talk to them, okay?
Okay, so let's go down the line again. Margarita, what would you like to do?
I guess we're going with the pants. So she's definitely keeping her scrimshaw knife on her.
Okay.
She's ready to cut a bitch like a chicken if she needs to.
This is yeah. So that kind of do your quick little you spend that. You definitely have a pretty good understanding of it, but it's always been told as like a fairy tale.
Yeah.
Now you're starting to the details are starting to kind of lock into place a little bit more.
If there's specific information about strengths and weaknesses and that you think I should know, lay it on me. But yes, consider that spent.
Okay. Um,
Otherwise, I'm just gonna make shit up, but not too crazy.
mhm. Okay.
Hello. Yeah. Are you asking me?
No, I was just telling that. I was telling that to Michelle, and then so talking to Margarita. So Margarita, although nothing like as you're.
Huh?
I'm going to step away just for a minute.
Huh?
Did someone just pause the universe? Hi.
Pause the universe.
That's weird.
Okay, so while she's getting those, Chester, what would you like to do? The cab is going to take you there, but he said I can't. I probably won't get all the way to the front door.
That's all right. We will take care of that. You just get us as close as you can.
All right.
I am completely confident that I can talk my way past these people.
And he kind of leans over the seat, kind of looking back at you. You know, it's like it's a Model T, like just a kind of a clunky, not much room. And like, he kind of leans over, looks. He's like, "Look, buddy, I gotta warn you. I've seen more guns coming into that place than I've seen at the Presidio, the military place, in the last week. They got the Moriscos working for them now. They got guys coming out of San Francisco. I don't know what's going on, but it looks pretty dicey."
Ah. That is not good. We're just checking it out. Do you know anyone who would know more about what's happening in there?
Well, yeah. There was that doctor in town. And I haven't seen him in a couple days now, but he was always talking about something going on at that hotel. It said, "Look out."
Would that be Dr.
Ricketts.
Hold on.
Ed Ricketts.
Yeah, Dr. Ricketts.
Yeah. Yeah, he was always spouting off about stuff about that hotel, and I don't know. I told him that I said, "It's not my problem, Doc."
What was the last time you saw Dr. Ricketts?
I don't know, a week ago, 9 days ago or so. He used to hang out at Antonio's quite a bit.
Hmm.
You know, he was always getting those samples, like he called them his samples from the fishermen. Any kind of weird fish they find, he always wanted to get them and put them in jars. He's got a big collection, I guess.
Well, scientists are always like that. They like looking at weird things.
What is this fellow?
Amen.
Doc Ricketts. He's I don't know what he says. He's like they call him the doctor, but I don't know what he's a doctor of. But you know, he's always down at the docks, like walking around, just collecting stuff on the shore. You'll see him poking around in some tidal pool at 2 o'clock in the morning. Everybody else is out at the bars. He's out there collecting stuff.
I will glance briefly at my cohorts and say, maybe with a brief trip around the docks first, perhaps?
Actually, I think perhaps seeing if the good doctor is home might be a good idea.
Yeah, you'll know where he is. Yes, we go there.
All right, it's just on the outside of Japantown. I'll take you over there. Let's go.
Ah, good.
All right, take your time. Flips a quick left-hand turn, starts heading closer to the water. And again, very few people out, very little traffic. It's now dark, and so you know Johannes is probably about an hour or so. He's hoping to be able to get his film down. And so you're going to get closer to this area. You can see like a lot of the buildings are kind of all leaning in on themselves. They're very shacky. It's kind of a hangout for Rusty. Rusty knows this place pretty well. Like Rusty, you know the doc real well, like first name basis. But again, same deal. You hadn't seen him in 5 or 6 days. You know that there was some people that were kind of hanging around his place. That's right on the waterfront for a little while, but you never saw it come to anything. Perhaps you passed out in a drunken stupor before you really saw what was going on. But so you kind of pull up there, and you see a shadowy figure kind of dart off into an alley just as the car stops.
After that guy.
Like the guy looks, he's like, "You want me to drive after him?"
Yeah.
No, hang on. Is the alley actually one of those that one drives down, or is it?
I can't. I'm not going to fit down in there, ma'am.
Ma'am is correct. Miss.
Miss.
Not a ma'am.
Don't fit in that alley there. It's pretty tiny.
That mistake is going to cost you a quarter.
Like he looks over. He looks over. Rusty says, "I think I saw that guy crawl out of there a couple times, though."
All right, you keep this thing running. We'll be back.
You go
I
look.
sprint
You
out
go
after
look.
the dark figure.
I really like it in Japantown too late at night, though. You know, as people kind of give me the creeps.
Worth your while, buddy.
It'll not be long. No worries. They're and actually as
the
they,
car.
yeah,
Oh, go
as he's
ahead.
looking
See,
at
everybody's talking. So Margarita, what?
I'm gonna let Chester go first, and then I'll
Okay,
say
all right, Chester.
what I'm gonna say.
all right. As kind of if the cabbie is giving the girls any odd looks, I'm just basically saying I'm just basically telling them that there's no worries. They're my attaches. I hire local. We do things differently where I come from. I turn and I go.
Yeah, well, okay, buddy. As long as you're paying, that's fine. And you see Desdemona, the mafiosa, just dash off down the alley.
Okay. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna follow her.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, I follow
Rusty? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Chester.
Okay.
I will also follow. And do I recognize this individual that the cabbie says may have crawled out of something?
Well, so when he was talking about, he was pointing at you, actually, Rusty. He said, I've seen this guy crawl in the alley a couple of times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I misunderstood.
Yeah.
So
I
they
got
actually
Rusty
looked
to
right at
flank
the cabbie.
guy.
That's nice.
Okay. So as you kind of dash down there, Desdemona, you see the figure kind of just there's a bit of a dock that hangs out over the water line where the water, the Monterey Bay, kind of laps up against the shore, and it looks like the tide is pretty high right now. It's risen up a bit. And you see that figure kind of just cutting down the dock to the left. So there's basically all of these little shops and shacks are right on this dock that it goes. So you can continue to chase him if you want.
All right, I'm continuing to chase.
Okay. Do you have any relevant kind of your chasing skills?
I guess I have streetwise.
Okay. All right.
And read crowd. So if I want to stay away from everyone.
Yeah, I'll make an opposed roll, and we'll just see who kind of rolls higher with dice stream. So I got 4 dice. Because this person looks like they're trying to give you the slip.
All right, I got a move of 3.
Okay.
Are they faster than I am?
Okay. So I got 3 successes. So
All
you
right.
just have to beat that with your streetwise and your agility.
All right. We got 6 dice. I'll be fine. I got 1 success.
Okay, so you kind of round the corner, and you see that you're kind of gaining them a little bit, but then they're just out of sight.
I'm going to take a shot with my pistol before they clear out.
Okay, well, so you're going to, you start grabbing your pistol. As you're starting to grab your pistol, you look to the water line, and you see a silhouette starting to rise up out of the water. It's probably, you don't know how deep it is. You just got to town, but you just see this figure starting to come up out of the water, maybe just head height, and it's huge, maybe 7 feet tall, really wide silhouette. It doesn't look like a human face or anything, but just.
I'm just going to go back the way I came.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna pull my gun out, and you gotta.
I've got people in the ocean. They don't come back.
Okay, all right. Okay, so then Margarita.
As we before people completely split off, she mentions that Armand, the guy who was going to send the telegram that Des found in the room with the phonograph, was going to come and visit this place to try to find out what happened to the doctor. He had been in communication with the doctor, and the doctor knew something about what was going on with these Pygnoles or these Moira or whatever the fuck they are.
Okay. Rusty.
Yeah. So Desdemona told me to flank, and I didn't know what he meant, but he told me to go another way. So I took another way, trying to chase after this individual, whatever I thought was best. So maybe I saw the same scene. I don't know. You let me know.
I figure if he knew the docks, he could cut them off at the pass.
Yeah, I would have tried to do something like that.
Okay. Okay. So I see. All right. So let's have you make a roll with your agility and streetwise.
Yeah.
If you can actually maybe make a cut.
So that would be 5 dice. Now, can you see the dice stream when I roll it? Because
yeah, just clear. Make sure you clear it before you roll.
Click the button that says clear. There you go.
But you can all see what I'm doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I can't see anybody else's. So
when you roll, it'll show up above your head.
Yeah, I should have dice above my head right now because I haven't cleared it.
Yeah.
Oh.
He does have that condition, yes.
Yeah, I have. Yes, I've had it looked at. They don't know what to do.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh my God, it's spreading.
Okay, so you got 2 successes versus my 3. Well, actually, this is different. I'll roll again. So I'll roll as 4 because this person obviously looks like they do not want to be. They look like they're being very evasive. 2 to 2. You're kind of right with each other. Do you want to continue chasing him? Like, you realize you're now far away, like maybe 20, 30 yards from the rest of the group.
Yeah, I want to keep chasing him.
Okay, all right. And that's when you also can see a silhouette coming out of the water, but you have some inside knowledge.
I do.
There you go. Oh no.
What's that noise?
Am I back?
Yep. There was a lag spike.
Some strange noise.
That was probably me going, no. Oh, he's been dropped.
Yeah, we lost Curtis. All right, I'm gonna grab a snack.
Oh.
All right. Okay. So, he's coming back.
And I'm back. Sort of.
The reality interface dropped. Oh God.
Monsters have gotten you.
It's uncomfortable outside the matrix.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out. I must have some setting wrong because I'm not seeing the dice rolls on my thing.
Huh.
It's not that important, but
yeah.
no.
Yeah, just as long as you roll them and just tell me what you got, that's fine.
As long as you guys can see them, I don't. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Do I need to roll? Should I roll again at this point, or something's going to happen with the thing coming out of the water?
What?
Hello? We just lost him again. Damn it!
Well, we can keep playing without him.
What?
I don't know if I'm going to make it. Kind of in and out.
Oh, God.
Here
It's
you go.
not real. We're batteries. We're batteries.
Do you want the blue pill or the red pill? I think I'm going to shut my camera off because it's really laggy right now. So you'll just get to hear my disembodied voice.
Yeah,
All right.
become Lovecraft. That's much more comfortable.
Yeah, and I'll just switch for that. All right. So yeah, did you roll again, Aaron?
No, but okay. But you said after the first roll, I saw this thing coming out of the water, right?
Right. Yes. So and I was going to send you a whisper, and then maybe that's what crashed it all because I tried to roll 20. Okay. Let me see. Whisper. Okay.
Okay. So this would be in the roll d20 chat, right?
You know that probably that silhouette is actually that.
I know that silhouette is what?
Is the whisper that I just sent you into roll 20. Coming up out of the water.
Okay, so I'm going to continue chasing.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead and roll. I'm just going to roll. I have to roll on the roll 20 because my camera's not working.
Yeah, I had what was agility plus what? Streetwise?
Agility plus streetwise.
Okay, so that would be 5 for me.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
I only got 1.
Okay, so this person gives you the slip. So
All right.
they're gone again into the night. But now you kind of like you're back into your own element, kind of far away from everybody. You see from where you are, you can look out and you saw a ship come into town, and you recognized it. It was Captain Cruz's boat. The Mariah had come in, and the Mariah was towing another vessel. And now you can see that there are silhouettes in the rigging of this other vessel. Like you can, from just the kind of the moon that's starting to come up, and the moon's almost full, and like behind, like kind of silhouetted by that moon coming up over the ocean, or I guess it's setting right now, setting into the ocean. You can see that there are several figures up in the rigging that look similar to the ones that were around the house of the Widow Harper.
Similar as in like creepy, not exactly
Creepy, like moving around like inhumanly ways, like upside down, like just like not a way a normal person would ever move.
Okay, I'm going to hightail it back to where I think everybody is.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, Margarita.
Guess we're gonna try to get into the doctor's house. Check
Okay.
the door, check the windows.
Okay, all right. When you kind of just look at the front door is wide open.
God damn it. All right. Peek in.
You are assailed by the stench of formaldehyde and salt and just like fish, a very strong reek of things that are decomposing, but not anything that like, not like there's a corpse in here. There are several dead things, but not like there's a body. But you see that there is a blood stain on the floor in front of you. There are numerous smashed specimen jars everywhere. The place looks like it's been pretty heavily looted.
I got this.
Does it look like this has been, like this for a while, or is this fresh?
Fresh, like everything, like the glass, like everything is still very wet. Like nothing is dried out. So within the last 24 hours. You could use your investigation to try to get more specific if you wanted to.
Yes.
I'll give you a die for that, because I'm good at this kind of thing.
Me too. Yay, 1 or 20
You can
powers.
take the lead, journalist.
So, how about, so is it my, what is it, just straight up investigation plus the die?
Plus perception.
Yeah, perception plus your investigation. And then if you wanted to use a relevant strength. This is the note. I'm gonna probably let's call it in about 5 more minutes here. I have to get going.
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit short. So.
Is the finale going into more parts?
Yes. So that was just Act 1, and then we're gonna go into Act 2. Yes. So Act 1 was all kind of like about what the heck is going on. Act 2 is like we still don't know what's going on.
That's pretty good. 6, 5, 6, 2, 3, 5.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So you do find that like there is of kind of just scribbled down. It looks like someone trying to sketch runes or some sort of like weird symbols, and then beneath that looks like an interpretation, and the interpretation you think most likely is trying to say something like this. So in the whisper and roll 20.
Okay. Are there any notes as to where these runes are from?
No. It looks like someone just probably maybe had drawn something. If they were, it looks like that is actually, for your pretty good investigation roll, there was something there and it is now gone. Like there's like an empty dust, maybe not a stain or a spot where there was a rectangular object that is no longer there.
Like a
book.
A photograph or a...
Yeah, probably a book,
well, yeah.
most likely.
Okay, that's disturbing. I think we've gotten here too late.
No, we didn't run into whoever did this.
Yeah. Well, I think you ran after whoever did this, and I don't think... we can take a moment to see if there's anything that... If we scared the intruder off before they found anything else of use, we can try to see if there's anything else that to be found here, but I'm not sure that there will be.
Okay. Chester?
So the brief question here, because I was I was dashing around and grabbing drinks and such during some of this, and I realized I was sitting here during some of this being described, but there's has an actual like body of a person been found at this point? Or is
There's a pretty significant blood stain that is still wet and sticky on the floor.
Is it trailing anywhere?
I was probably actually just still going around looking for looking around the docks for see if I can find this doctor.
Okay. All right. So you're kind of out there on the edge, kind of looking around. You see this kind of shadowy silhouetted figure coming up out of the water, and it actually kind of has a human-like shape, but large, giant head and very broad shoulders, and just like the water is just kind of pouring off of it, and you see like looks like a long hose or a tentacle, who knows what, off the top of the head is kind of trailing off into the water, and this figure is kind of like maybe 30 yards from where you're at. And you can see Rusty the hobo kind of just walking slowly back. Desdemona's probably just about in between the two of you.
I'm not walking slowly. I'm hightailing it.
Hightailing. There's some hightailing.
And there's nobody else. Just them.
Just them. That's all you see right now.
And the guy who I'm assuming is and the guy who Chester is assuming is someone in a deep diving suit.
Yes. Yeah. So like you kind of heard rumors about these Japanese hard hat divers. You hadn't really seen any yet.
Yeah.
But you see like this figure kind of coming up out of the water. Perhaps that's what this one is.
Yes. Surely.
So,
surely that must be what it is.
Kind of the stopping point for now is Margarita. You kind of like come outside and you let them know, I think we're too late. And when you come out, that's when you can look out and you see the Mariah, and you see the Havfrua behind it, the boat they towed in, and all these figures up in the rigging. And then on the Mariah, you see a puff of smoke and then an explosion. And then flames start to kind of leap up off the deck.
I look over at Margarita and say, "What?"
My father's boat has just exploded, and he might be on it.
So the whole thing isn't blown
I
up, but it's definitely
faced
caught
the
fire.
wrong direction. I wanted to give us like a bullet on the end of the scene.
Oh my god.
Like
So,
you
yeah,
just see me framed over my shoulder, and I see everyone's expression of shock, and I just say, "What?"
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So, okay, and that's where we'll stop for now. And
Cool.
I'll put some more stuff up on Obsidian Portal. If you guys, Adam and Aaron, if you guys want to play again, that'd be cool. I'm going to try to shoot for 2 to 3 weeks from now. Like, work is really busy, but I'm having a lot of fun. So, yeah, everybody. Right. So we'll just keep talking. Oh, this was awesome, though. It was really fun to have you guys just jump in. I love that. That's really great.
It's fun to play female and stupid. It's nice, A lot of characters I play are like real scientists or like fencers or newspaper reporters. It's
Well,
good.
and honestly, like, the game is focused very little on combat. There has been like next to no combat, but
Yeah.
it's nice to know that if you want, that's an option. Like, someone might be able to shoot something if you needed to. It may not do you any good, but you can still try.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have a good night. Take care.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks for running again, man.
All right, bye.